Ocha! Ocha Tomizu! Ocha Tomizu! Kudasai! Uncle! Kudasai! Uncle! Miso desu. Genki hito desu. There we go. That'll get me through Japan, right? That's good enough. Fucking hell. I said to someone, I don't know, it might have been Ashford I was talking to, that, like, I'm not going to talk about the Pyro Software hype train stuff until there's more juice, and they need to be pressed. Pirate and Kronos need to be pressed, because Kronos is, like, exceptionally socially retarded. But they don't need to be pressed, because for some fucking reason they're just talking publicly and raping themselves just in the open, and they don't understand. I don't. There are some things they understand, but they're pretending not to understand. But they're behaving on the back of that in a way that might work in a private setting. But they're doing it in public. They're doing it in public. I don't think they understand that the shit you can, like, mindfuck people with in private, it doesn't work if you just post it on Twitter. Because people you don't have the claws in, or people who have any respect for you in any way, or rather people who don't have respect for you in any way, aren't going to look at it the same way. They aren't going to look over the same things. They're not going to be influenced. It's fucking Jesus Christ. Oh, and they don't seem to. I don't know if they understand or are pretending not to understand the issue with, in any kind of media, creating the appearance of impropriety. And, like, even if you haven't done something wrong, you should be able to recognize when you've done something that makes it look like you've done something wrong. That's a massive part of journalism in particular. You have to avoid, not only in journalism do you have to avoid doing things that are wrong, you really also have to avoid making it look like you've done something wrong, because the consequences are the same. You lose trust. But they're either so stupid they don't understand how they've created an appearance of impropriety, or they know they have and they're essentially trying to deflect. But their deflection only takes that wound and rips it open wider. Apparently, I say apparently, I literally just saw it. Someone showed it to me and I went and checked and I saw. he's talking about how oh, Kronos is his own man, he can do whatever the hell he wants with his money. In a vacuum, that sounds fine. But he's saying that in response to people seeing that Kronos was fucking asking him permission. And it's like, yeah, you're right, he is a grown man, he can do whatever the fuck he wants with the money. Why the fuck is he asking you? Not only why the fuck is he asking you, why in the fuck did you give him permission? Why did you say, if we're about to lose the hype train, sure. What are you playing at? What the fuck is this? Yeah, I agree he's own man, he can do what he wants with his money. So why in the fuck was he asking you and then you giving him permission? It implies there's an end. Why do you need to know that? Why do you want to know that? Why is it important that if he donates on an alt that you know it's him? There aren't very many answers to that. One of them is because you're going to reimburse him. What are the others? Oh, I was just curious. I just really needed to know. I was just really curious. Okay. The thing is, even if it's innocent, even if you're not actually doing any of that, you're fucked because it looks like you are. How are you going to prove that you didn't? How are you going to prove that you didn't? That's why you have to be super squeaky clean above board all the time. Journalists are aware of this because they have to be real careful because they might report important things and they need to not lose trust because, you know, they're going to do a disservice to what they're reporting on. They're going to do a disservice to the reporting itself and people won't trust it. For some reason, YouTubers haven't fucking grokked that yet. The appearance of impropriety is practically identical and as bad, perhaps even worse, than actual impropriety. Journalists seem not to care so much anymore. True. Used to be a bit of a standard that you'd avoid political involvement. To not do wrong by your reporting, but, you know. Want to know my theory? Want to know my sick little theory? This isn't an allegation. I'm not saying this is true. This is spitballing. The reason the best method to do it matters so much? Here's my suspicion. Well, the sick little suspicion I have is that Kronos is such a fucking cuck that he gets the money back from Pirate, but he only gets like he's not getting the full cost of the bits or the full cost of the sub back. So he has to be careful. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like like he's getting fucked on helping this guy make more money. I don't know. Also, to be real, if I employed a mod, and they were telling me they were going to drop a bunch of subs on me, my response would be, no, you're fucking not. Don't do that. That's insane. Don't do it. Like, that's fucking nuts. What are you doing? I pay you, you do a bunch of work. Do not, under any circumstances, give me any of that. No. No. That feels horrible. Like, obviously, they can do what they want with their money, but I would want them not to. I would want them not to. Like, there's something sick about that. Hex demands the bold. He does it for free? That's crazy. That's insane. If you employed a mod, just end you at that point. I mean, a primary reason I don't have mods is I think there are two layers to it. Someone who do it for free, I'm always going to suspect they're a bit of a weirdo. No offense, Burner. No offense. But additionally, like, it just doesn't feel right to me. My basic stream schedule is 10 hours a week. And you can say just 10 hours a week. For me as the streamer, yeah, it's just 10 hours a week. That's not a lot of time as the person putting the content out there and getting the money. Asking someone to work 10 hours a week for free? I don't know, that just feels fucked. And then if I streamed even more, that's crazy. I don't know. Anyway. What is this link? I started a corporation, pay all my moderators. Yeah, that's good. If he's actually not necessarily employing, but contracting mods and paying them, I think that's the right thing to do. And I feel as well, if you have voluntary mods who are doing a lot of work, there's a bit of wiggle room for them to do things the way they want. Whereas if you're paying them, you lay down the law and it's fine. Because, like, do you want to get fucking paid? You mod up the way I say. And there's more room for you to say, no, that was wrong, do it like this, do it like that, whatever. Yeah. On a related note, having like I was saying, just in my gut, having a mod drop hundreds of subs on you or tens of tier 3 subs on you is just, I would worry that I am essentially exploiting a mentally ill person. Now, that's basically what my content is, but I'm engaging with the media that mentally ill people put onto the internet. That's a little bit different. But yeah, those messages are suspicious as hell. Kronos' screen cap with the edited message is suspicious as hell, because I feel that his comments about, he says, like, in May when I start streaming, which one's better? The responses don't quite line up with that. They seem like they line up with something else. And then Pirate talking about their conversation doesn't line up with that either. Lots of very strange stuff. Someone was saying that Ross Scott is going to upload something about people undermining. Ooh. Pre-Pirate Slop. Pre-Pirate Slop. Pirate adjacent. Pirate responded to the Kronos thing. Yes, he says Kronos is a grown-ass man. He can do what he wants with his money. Which I agree with. Which is why it's fucking weird that Kronos asked permission and then Pirate wanted him to make sure he told him when he did it and how much he did. What do you use that information for? Why does that matter? If he's a grown-ass man who can do what he wants with his money. See what I'm saying? Anyway. We're going to Ross Scott it up. You could tolerate DSP and you feel like in the right environment, he might even be kind of cool to talk to. Sure, but that's like true of pretty much anyone. Tony Soprano from The Sopranos would be a really fun guy to hang out with at a club or in a casino. Not so much to have any involvement beyond that with, though. Going to an arcade with DSP would be fun. Once. being a long-time friend, being related to him, having to deal with him any more than that? No. Bam. Ross Scott's terror thumbnails. I always think of Mystery of the Druids. Am I fun to be around? Fun? I don't know. I'm very chill. If you come and do what I do in real life, you're gonna eat some good fucking food. You're gonna have some good drinks and some good food. Or really horrible food and really horrible drinks. I don't know. I go to interesting places. But often, raw Scott indeed. But often they turn out to be good. You hang out with me in real life, you end up getting an alien abduction cocktail at a secret bar that you have to access by climbing into a washing machine in Manchester. It's called the Washroom. Highly recommend it. You might also end up at a place run by Chinese people pretending to be Japanese who don't really understand sushi and all the tables are sticky. You know, swings and roundabouts. That's most sushi places, though? Oh, you mean it's run by Chinese people pretending to be Japanese? That is really common. That is extremely common. Where you order and they say it back and it's like, oh, you don't speak Japanese. And then you hear them on the phone in the back talking Chinese. It is quite common. However, a lot of the time it's really good. So I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter. Some of the best sushi I ever had was from a Polish guy in a rag market. I think it was called Otaro Sushi in Birmingham. He ran a little stall. And it was really good. I don't think it exists anymore. I think COVID killed it. Anyway. Raw Scott.
Hey, you know that...
Tim, opinions from Harmful Opinions might be fun to hang out with if he doesn't feel like eating at the torture nexus. I don't know, if I go to a restaurant or any other place of dining that is from a cuisine I'm not intimately familiar with, which is most, I normally look for the most unusual thing on the menu. So like when I went to Bao in London, a little I guess it's a combo. There was some Chinese stuff, there was some Japanese stuff. I just immediately gravitated towards give me the blood brick. It was really good. Sometimes you do that though, and you run into problems. There was a Chinese place I went to in Sheffield where I looked at the menu and it was like, ooh, duck tongues. Yes, I'll have the duck tongues. I had never had them before. Nowadays, I like them and I understand them. The first time I had them, they were served cold in a light marinade. This massive pile of little duck tongues. Guess what I didn't know? Any duck tongue enjoyers in the chat who know about duck tongues? Guess what I didn't know? I didn't know that duck tongues have a bone. Oh. Very bad experience. I've just fully bit down on it. Duck tongue's alright though. Anyway, Ross, I'll turn up the volume.
Saying it's not paranoia if they really are out to get you? Well, I have another video I do not want to make, but
Okay,
hey,
let's go.
You know that saying, it's not paranoia if they really are out to get you? Well, I have another video I do not want to make, but I probably should. And this one is newsworthy.
Those were duck dicks. I don't think duck dicks have a bone. Raccoon dicks have a bone, though. It's called a baculum, I believe. People sell them in jars on Etsy. Ducks are the ones with the crazy dicks and the Female ducks have a labyrinthine vagina.
Especially for me. I have behind-the-scenes news on the Stop Killing Games campaign. Okay, a quick refresher because I know this gets confusing. I founded the Stop Killing Games movement to challenge the legality of publishers destroying games which you've paid for. This has involved a lot of things, which I've shown in slides before, and that includes assisting with the European Citizens Initiative, which is the biggest thing going on with it right now. However, I am actually not the founder of the European Citizens Initiative.
Correct.
That would be a group of volunteers whom I'm in touch with.
He can't be because he's not European.
I'm ineligible to have an official role in the initiative. I'm just a major promoter of it. It's always been something separate. That's part of why it's called the Stop Destroying Video Games Initiative instead of the Stop Killing Games movement. So with that in mind, it was recently shared with me that the Stop Destroying Video Games Initiative has received a serious accusation from an anonymous source.
Serious accusation from an anonymous source.
The EU Commission relayed a complaint of it committing two violent...
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Is this going to be they gave Ross Scott money? If it is, they're stupid as hell.
Violations. Yikes. A false no funding declaration and systematic concealment of major contributions. This declaration appears fundamentally incorrect based on publicly documented evidence of substantial undisclosed professional contributions to the campaign. Well, this is all news to me, but I don't know everything that's going on with the initiative. What's this about? Oh, it's about me!
Okay. Evidence of undisclosed contribution. Ross Scott! You fucking retard! Not Ross. The people making this accusation. Oh.
I'm the evidence, everyone!
They consider his efforts to be an undisclosed... Wait, funding. Are they going to try and argue that his work, that a monetary value can be attached, and therefore it counts as funding?
What do we have here? A quote, there have been many weeks on the campaign where I've been working 12 to 14 hours a day to keep things moving to get signatures. Damn straight I have, that is true. I've been running...
Scott's own admission, I've been running a rickshaw. Ross Scott running across the EU, carrying people in a basket with wheels.
A rickshaw carrying people to the destination. Yes, I did say those words. It's unclear to me if the accuser thinks I've literally been running a rickshaw service or not.
Yeah. He's been running a rickshaw across Poland funding the Stop Destroying Games initiative. I'm planning on hiring him when I visit next month.
And you know what?
I am going to Poland next month. Maybe I'll see him in the wild, zooming around with his sunglasses. I don't know if he lives anywhere near Wrocław.
I'm not going to tell them. They can guess that for themselves. They're doing a lot of guessing in this. You'll see. Media interviews identifying me as handling the standard day-to-day work of running the Stop Killing Games initiative and described as the primary strategic decision maker.
There is no Stop Killing Games initiative. Right, whoever made this complaint is just a fundamental failure. Zero attention to detail. It's the Stop Destroying Games initiative. The movement is Stop Killing Games, as Ross pointed out, but yeah.
And public spokesperson throughout the campaign. Okay, this is reaching. Since I apparently need to spell it out, when I say the initiative will do this or will do that, that's me assuming the initiative members are on board with what I'm saying and me taking my best guess. I've even said before on video, the initiative members are not a hive mind. They can disagree with each other, including me. They certainly listen to my input, but the decision on literally everything about the initiative is theirs. If I don't like something but they do, then I just have to deal with it. I have no actual authority. Nobody in the initiative takes orders from me. But get ready, because here comes the clown accounting.
He specifically called himself a cheerleader and a super promoter, to my memory.
15 to 20 weeks of 12 to 14-hour days. That's interesting that they call this a conservative estimate, because they're making these numbers up. They may as well.
Yeah. Conservative estimate. You think he's likely, by saying 12 to 14 hours a day working on this, is your conservative estimate for how much time he's spending? You think it's likely Ross Scott is spending literally every waking moment doing what? Doing what?
Well, be reading tea leaves. It's true, I think I've spent that many hours a day working on this campaign.
Oh, shit. That's mental illness, Ross. You need to take a break.
For some weeks. But 15 to 20? That would have killed me. Some weeks were this high. Others, it was anywhere from 0 to 4 hours a day. I don't know. You know why I don't know? Because I never track my hours. Why would I? Nobody was hiring me for this. It's all volunteer time. The only reason I said 12 to 14 is because there were plenty of days where I would wake up, work the whole time, then go to bed, minus eating, exercise, and essential chores. And those days make me batty. I hate working that much. But I am...
Right. For an American, batty means crazy. In the UK, if you're batty, it means you are gay. Batty means batting for the other team here. There's a bit of cultural knowledge.
I'm impressed that they think they know my hours better than I do. Oh, but here's the good part. Professional rate, 50 to 75 euros an hour. Yeah,
what the fuck? I don't think this is how it works.
maybe that would mean something if I was a professional who had a rate.
They said they received no funding, but Harmful Opinions made a couple of videos, each of them taking like 30 minutes to an hour to make. Charged it 500,000 euros per hour as a specialist.
For anything, minimum estimated value, 63 to 147.
They don't think he's getting paid for this, Thoth Phoenix. They're asserting that there is a monetary value that can be associated with his contribution, and then that can be interpreted as funding. I don't think it works that way. Because otherwise you could sabotage someone. Otherwise, you could fuck over a campaign that declared no funding by just going out and doing promotion for them. And then reporting it and then going, actually, I worked for them.
1,000 euros. Oh, yeah. Okay, this one annoys me a bit because their low end, 63,000 euros, is more money I've made in any year in my entire life. Though, hey, I'm sure all kinds of people are worth more if they make up numbers about how much they should be getting paid from imaginary sources. But they're saying my volunteer work is worth that much.
Hang on. There's a quick way to assess him. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
So they're asserting a market rate. Let's judge for ourselves. Let's judge for ourselves. How much do you think Ross is... I don't mean advisory. How much do you think Ross's consultancy fee should be? Here is his CV.
But tuning into the middle of an ongoing TV show vibe is strong here. I don't think RoboCop is coming to save us. Turkish Resident Evil. Don't do that to me, Australia.
So the tapeworm did something very interesting. He took his head and carefully turned it inward on himself to the ball with the sweet liquid that was his brain.
What the fuck is... This is a multi-pronged attack. I have prongs for everyone. Well, no, but a
Ross Scott threatening the games industry.
lot of people. It's complicated.
It's pretty tight.
Most of the countries accepted this new order without conflict.
That picture suggests otherwise. This is self-checkout law enforcement. But I'll be going in on good faith that nobody's head explodes in the episode. Then whatever happens, happens. So with that in mind...
Honestly, I think they're lowballing the value of an hour of this man's time.
So by not reporting it, it's violating Article 17, yada yada. They're supporting...
Stop. The €500 disclosure threshold is exceeded by approximately 125 to 295 times through Ross Scott's undisclosed professional time contribution. Come on.
By not reporting it, it's violating Article 17, yada yada. Their supporting evidence is media treating me as though I'm the leader and me saying I've worked a lot on this. Well, it's true, I have worked a lot on this. But I must have said publicly that I'm ineligible to join the initiative at least 50 times. And this may surprise the accuser, but sometimes game journalists get details wrong when reporting on something. 12 to 14 hour day commitment during many weeks far exceeds
12 to 14 hours a day commitment during many weeks far exceeds any reasonable volunteer threshold. Yeah, he's an unreasonable volunteer. That doesn't suddenly make him a professional. Do you understand? You're right, it is unreasonable. It's not unreasonable to consider voluntary, but the level of volunteering he's doing is unreasonable.
any reasonable volunteer threshold. Yes, true. They're right about that. That isn't reasonable at all. I've hated this crap, and I can't wait to work less on the campaign. It's only my perception that this is my one chance to fix the problem of destroying games that's pushed me this hard. But I have my limits, guys. Professional time investment constitutes quantifiable in-kind contribution under transparency regulations.
It's not professional.
I guess good thing I'm not a professional then. Well, this is a very serious accusation.
Imagine if they used bots to scrape how much time autists have been spending talking about stop killing games on the internet, and then asserting that that constitutes a professional contribution, and then they put a dollar tag on it, dollar price on it.
And it sounds like I should have logged my hours and made up hourly rates like my accuser did, huh? But wait, here's a thought. Why don't we check what the European Union's rules actually are? Who is considered a sponsor? Sponsors are people or organizations providing financial support over 500 euros. Okay, well, I've spent 0 euros on the initiative, just a crap load of time, so that's not me. Legal persons or organizations providing other economically quantifiable in-kind donations or non-economically quantifiable support to an initiative are also considered sponsors. Well, I've been advised I'm not a legal person. I'm a natural person. That sounds right. And I certainly wasn't representing an official organization. I mean, I haven't signed one form with Stop Killing Games on it, or for the initiative for that matter. Individuals providing non-financial support.
Yeah, I don't think it's really I think the problem is that it's not quantifiable. He's an autist who feels compelled to do this. Like, he doesn't run a promotion business and he's working for them for free. He's just some fucking guy who really wants them to do well. It's like...
such as volunteering are not considered sponsors under the ECI regulation and do not need to be reported.
And they specify volunteering is not financial support.
Oh, what's that? That description, which is exactly what I've been.
So, like, I presume, for instance, let's say a promo company donates via having some employees work on it for free. You'd have to count that. This is just some fucking guy.
Doing? So the
And it'll be quantifiable on the back of how much they normally charge.
EU says the initiative has been following the rules this entire time? But what about this anonymous accuser saying the EU doesn't know its own rules? Is there a hidden clause here? Like you're not a sponsor unless you work
But all the rickshawing. True, they've got him
really
there.
hard? So let's get this straight. We've got an anonymous
How do you pronounce, is it palanquin? Palanquin? The real fancy one where you carry people on a seat.
complaint saying the initiative is violating EU law. I'm apparently in charge of the initiative despite being ineligible to even join it, hence why my name is not on here. The accuser is making up how many hours I've worked on this and are making up imaginary money amounts I've supposedly donated in kind, and their claims directly contradict the EU's own laws on this. And hey, plot twist, there's something I didn't tell you. The official organizers literally asked EU representatives if it was okay for me to assist them in the capacity I have been back in spring of 2024.
You stupid bitches complaining. Get fucked.
Just to make sure everything was above board in case there was a problem or we needed to report anything. They said what I've been doing is fine. We've been doing this by the book, guys. So where did this
WPC moment. No joke at all. Honest and open and everything's just going by the book.
complaint come from? Well, we'll never know. It's anonymous.
We'll never know unless someone is very stupid. And I think the people who made that complaint are very stupid.
But let me ask you, does anyone think this is just some concerned citizen acting independently here? I mean, pretend all of the...
If the implication is that it's the games industry, or some I don't think so. I imagine it's some fucking internet tart, okay?
these accusations were true, would that end the initiative? Maybe.
I think the games industry, at the very least, would not fuck up by calling it the Stop Killing Games Initiative.
I don't know. Someone was gunning for us. This is a shot across the bow. Now again, this complaint is anonymous, so I'm not accusing anyone. I don't know who wrote it. But I'll just say the timing of this is awfully hot on the heels of an industry lobby group giving some very bad statements about the movement. In some cases, I think outright lying about it. But I don't know if it was them. Maybe it was a different lobbying group. Or maybe it was just some political hatchet man hired by the industry. But someone was trying to kill the
They need a refund if it was.
initiative. Filing paperwork to the European Union accusing the initiative and myself of violating the rules, maybe even committing a crime, I'm not sure. That's no small thing. This is the industry playing dirty now. It reminds me of Battleship.
Okay, Ross, how does it... They're guessing where they can hit you. They're just taking any shot they can and hoping something sticks, and then when it does, they'll dig in. Okay, fine.
Took a shot, hoping my battleship was here when it was actually here. So they missed, but I sure felt the splash. So why am I telling you all this? Well, this has me a little worried. I mean, this complaint doesn't scare me. We followed the rules and they made up the charges. I mean, hell, if they hadn't put appears fundamentally incorrect this might have been borderline libel against me. But the fact that first we have the industry lobbying against us, then we're getting this attempted shot at us behind closed doors, makes me concerned about what's coming next. I mean, I haven't done anything shady that I'm aware of, but maybe that
Ubisoft is going to start burning discs, man.
doesn't matter. If they can't find a real angle on us, maybe they'll make more things up. Maybe serious things.
Yeah, but that would be amazing for you. That would be amazing for you. The initiative isn't the end. After the initiative, you need a massive swell of... If the initiative doesn't get everything people want, you need like a massive swell of anger. And if they pull this shit, it's going to be a tidal wave. It's like a nuke going off. It's going to be like a nuke going off in the ocean, and then they're going to get just radioactive waves falling onto them. I hope they do. I'm sorry, Ross, if it upsets you. I really hope they try to pull some shit. It will be the worst decision they've ever made.
At the rate we're going, I'm expecting the next news to be a Photoshop of me in a parking garage doing a handoff with a briefcase full of money.
Briefcase full of lemon lime. Briefcase full of lemon lime. Thank you, Syphilis. And thank you to the previous person. Appreciated.
Now, what I've been told is if the industry can't kill the initiative, the next step is to throw so much dirt on us, members of parliament start getting scared to support it. So just because this is only the second shot at us, that doesn't mean there aren't 20 more shots coming behind it. And I'm again reminded of how stupid
I so fucking hope games industry representatives with faces and names start trying to fling shit. Because then I can really get involved. I'd do it. Fucking do it, you dumb fuck. Do it. Ooh. I'll be in touch with everyone you've ever known in your life. If there's anything you've done wrong, it's going to be on the internet.
this whole thing
In Minecraft.
is when you consider what a comparatively low cost an end-of-life plan is. I bet whatever companies are spending on lobbying against us is more than it would cost them to have end-of-life plans for their games, especially in the future.
True.
Hell, I think a lot of end-of-life plans for games will be less than those imaginary euros I'm not being paid. But I don't know what's coming next, and it could get a lot worse than this. Who knows?
How much is a euro even worth? Euro is a fucked currency. I have no idea its relation to the pound or the dollar. How much is a fucking euro? Okay. It's about 90% of a pound. Okay.
Fed the streamer $2 Superberry. Harmful opinions praying for Gamergate 3.
Thank you. Thank you. This won't be Gamergate 3. This will be the gamer cost.
I am so
Just fucking destroy them. This won't be a war. This will be an extermination.
out of my league on this. I have never been a political target before, so this is all uncharted territory for me. Have you ever played a game that's getting harder and harder, and you can still keep up with it in the moment, but you're
The longer you play with it, the harder it gets. We all know that, Ed.
starting to think at the rate it's going, you're not sure if you can handle it in a level or two? That's kind of the vibe I have right now. And for those of you...
Bro, if Ross Scott... I'm just saying. The games industry better pray that Ross Scott never hurts himself or gets hurt. Because there's actually going to be a gamer jihad if such a thing were to happen.
You who think I'm being paranoid. Did you hear about that retro gaming YouTuber who was arrested for reviewing modded handheld
Italy, yeah? Yeah, Italian YouTuber once were a nerd.
consoles? Oh, yeah! That doesn't hit close to home for me at all. I mean, I don't have any handhelds, so I guess I'm safe there. But what about abandonware? If I play an emulated Commodore 64 game, are they going to send the cops to my place as step 5? Gotta love the games industry. But as of this moment, I still feel free to speak my mind, so I better make use of it. Here's the thing. The video games industry is worth billions. If they really want to smear me or the initiative, they'll find a way to do it. We're lucky their attempts have been so bumbling so far. I mean, I just showed you how these claims are false because they're lying about how the law defines my actions. Video Games Europe was almost certainly lying about this claim, and it was irrelevant. Almost certainly lying about their liability here. They were either so obtuse they couldn't understand what we're asking for when it's spelled out for them, or they're lying about not understanding it. Take your pick. Oh, and this claim. This one is a bit clever because it can't be disproven.
I feel like prior to this, Ross hesitated to call things lies. Like there was the thing with Pirate Software where he said, you know, I'm using the second definition of lying. Like, come on, man. He seems to have been emboldened.
You could say this
like
about
it.
anything. Like, I could say it's prohibitively expensive for me to make a paper airplane. And you might say, what are you talking about? A piece of paper costs what?
Because it does. This sounds like a lie. It does. Look at the people on the board of Video Games Europe. Check out how many of them have fucking law degrees. If something they've said is blatantly wrong and is in their favor, they're fucking lying. They know it's not true.
What, 2 cents? And I could say, yeah, but that would curtail my choice. Because I want to make my paper airplane out of the Magna Carta, and that's priceless. Thus, it's prohibitively expensive for me to make a paper airplane. I guarantee you that's the kind of logic they're using here if you were to really dig into the details. Oh, and let's let everyone know this lobby group isn't even representing its members that well. BeamNG says they weren't consulted by video game.
Lefteris. There he is. I made a whole video about these tweets and stuff, and then I thought, nah, I'll save my point for later. This guy is right. Lefteris of BeamNG is correct. So his problem is, his complaint is, so BeamNG is a member of Video Games Europe via being a member of a German Video Games Industry Association, which is itself a member of Video Games Europe. And his point is, what the fuck is this statement? You've just said we need to be able to destroy your shit whenever we want, including just after you buy it. You're going to destroy consumer trust. No one's going to want to buy games. This is going to affect everyone. Terrible statement. He's fucking right. He's right. He's right. He is the only person in the entire industry I have seen recognize the extreme danger they're putting themselves in. Just an infinite vortex of hatred. The initiative isn't even the greatest danger they face. It's almost like if they win, they're more fucked than if they lose and gamers get what they want. It's so good. It's so good. By the way, I consider us to be in a win-win situation, just so you know. That's why I'm pretty hype about it.
Games Europe and disagree with their statement and behavior. Even Epic Games. Yeah, that small company. You probably have...
If Stop Destroying Games succeed, gamers get what they want and what they deserve and what is right. You shouldn't be able to sell something not that is a license pretending to be a product, but a license that presents itself in a way that appears to be perpetual, and give yourself an out by saying, yeah, this is a perpetual license, but we can destroy the product you have a license to at any moment. That's fucking insane and should be illegal. If we get that outlawed, we win. If the industry wins, game developers are going to be put in caps. Like, I don't know if they understand how bad it's going to be. Win-win.
Haven't heard of them, has come out saying that they're currently non-committal on this. So Video Games Europe wasn't representing them in their statement either. So if they're not even consulting their members, who the hell are they representing exactly? Okay, some news as I'm editing. Ubisoft has responded to stop killing games. I was not expecting that. It's a lot of misdirection. I'll try and speedrun this. Okay, this is irrelevant. We're aware of your terms. It's not...
We do a lot. The fucking shit where they're like, oh, you don't want us to be able to put absolutely fucking insane terms in the EULA? You don't want our licenses to be allowed to have insane terms? Essentially selling you a digital good with a remote detonation option? Well, have you looked at consumer protections for stuff like gambling? You have consumer protections. Look, gambling's regulated. Fuck off. Oh, you don't want games to be destroyed forever? Well, we supported them for a few years. That's enough. Nah.
yet determine if they're legal or not. This is also irrelevant. This part is true. This is a widespread problem in the industry. The only thing unique to Ubisoft is they're trying to get away with this crap as a French company. Okay, even the EU Commission wouldn't commit as to whether these types of games are services or not when asked. So
That's extremely important, actually.
can call these games services, but legally they might not be.
I find Ross's argument that most games as a service games are goods, not services. His video from 6 years ago I find quite compelling. Yeah.
Services tell you when they end. And the endless support argument. Okay, I'm undecided. If this was a senior developer saying this, I would 100% call this misdirection. I mean, hey, this looks awfully similar to that comment from Video Games Europe about endless support. This could be the industry's new playbook. If they can pretend to not understand what we're asking for over and over again, maybe they're hoping that will change the narrative. However, this is a CEO saying this. So maybe he really doesn't know how these games work. Hey, if so, he wouldn't be the first CEO to not understand how his company...
Okay, no, Siffy, no. No, it's been fixed. He fixed it, Siffy. This is...
products work. So I can't tell if he's just trying to gaslight everyone, or if he just doesn't know how these games are made, so he thinks they would need endless support. I kind of hope he actually
It's worse than planned obsolescence. It's called programmed obsolescence, and yes, it is.
doesn't know. Anyway, the point here is there's a lot of lying and shady stuff going on from the games industry.
Yeah, Titan, get yourself.
Against Stop Killing Games. And I guess now, me too. So if these attempts to shoot down the initiative keep happening, maybe assume the industry, which has been shown to be lying repeatedly, is lying again. And the whole point of their accusations is to make you forget the real issue, which is consumers are getting robbed by the industry. There are nuances to it, but the basic message is when you buy a copy of a game, you should get to keep it. And publishers shouldn't be able to destroy what you already...
Good fucking luck employing any effective rhetoric against this point without making yourself look like a giant pussy cuckold freak. The average person resonates with this. You are fucked, games industry. You have no idea how fucked you are. They will claim there's adequate protection, and from the other side of their mouth, they'll claim people don't understand what they're buying. They'll say, oh, your complaints don't make sense. You don't understand anything. Well, yeah, they don't. The average person doesn't. Information asymmetry is a massive consumer rights issue. Idiots!
Paid for. This concept is so basic, it's still a joke we even have to fight for this. So don't let the industry throw you off the...
I'm thinking about at some point just going to some cities and anyone, like going to Sex or like going to a game store and talking to the people there, asking them if I can record them and ask them a question or something about games. And just ask them some Stop Killing Games related questions and see what people think about their ownership of games. Like, and if they understand they're getting a license, talk to them about the terms of it. Like, do you understand? This will get to the point where if you're identifiable as someone saying, you know, we can destroy your games, you might go to Manchester and, like, get killed with a brick. Like, I don't think they understand the position they're in. Like, how hated they're gonna be when the masses realize how fucked they've been for decades.
Especially in the future. If something doesn't pass the smell test, push back. I say this because things could heat up so much that maybe in the future I'm not at liberty to give commentary or defend myself like this. I've managed to get in touch with a few political insiders that know more about how these attacks work than I do. I intend to follow their advice.
Okay.
Right now, my plans haven't changed at all. But if I just go really quiet on some topics in the future, then I'm telling you why right now.
He's going full Q.
It will be because the attacks are getting so serious that me saying anything might be a liability somehow. I mean, remember, this was behind the scenes. The industry didn't make this one public. So who knows what the next thing they're planning is? Now, hopefully, I'm overreacting and the industry won't keep escalating this. This was just them taking a couple pot shots at us, but
Siffy, imagine. Imagine their understanding of why they have to get the next and then the next and buy the packs. And then you fucking explain to them. Actually, they're working with the government to be allowed to disable your old shit just to force you to buy it again. Do they know how much danger they're in? I don't think they have any idea how much danger they're in. And it's really funny.
I'm trying to prepare for a lot of scenarios. I mean, I knew there was a chance of something like this happening back when I launched the campaign.
The average person is retarded and insane. That's why you've been able to get away with this. It's also why you're in extreme danger.
Last year. That's one of the many reasons I never wanted to do this. At least this is just me trying to get the most bare minimum common sense regulation in the games industry, and not trying to be a whistleblower on the defense industry. That would be bad. Okay, to end this on a lighter note, despite all this mess, we've been getting more and more support from European members of parliament. Here are some I've been informed of, though some of these I'm pretty late finding out. Marketa Gregorova's was from last year, actually, and had cool promotional art and everything. That's what?
You think that's cool? I don't know, man.
4-bit color? But the big one is Nikolai Stefanuta, a vice president of European Parliament, throwing his weight
What lie?
behind the initiative and saying he signed it himself. Okay, I'm the wrong person to judge social media effectiveness, but 85,000 likes on Twitter would sound like a good day to me if I was a politician. This is what I mean about easy wins for politicians, guys. Keeping it real, most people don't care about video games either way. So this is pretty safe politically. But
Literally just millions of people who will think you're based. No, okay, yeah. No one is going to choose not to vote for you over this. A bunch of people might support you literally just because of this. Do the maths.
for the people who do, Stop Killing Games is advocating for a very popular position that's in line with existing consumer protection laws and is narrowly focused. So this isn't going to cripple the industry either. The industry is fighting this because they'll fight anything that requires them to do something. Stop Killing Games is about as safe and popular as it gets in politics. And as a bonus, it's appealing to people who might not normally be involved in politics. That's an elusive demographic. And now's a good time to mention again that contacting members of European Parliament on the Internal Market and Consumer Protection Committee is probably the best thing we can do to push back. Though I've received conflicting information on which parties to contact and what subject lines to use. If you want to help, just try your best with contacting a representative of your country.
Me, blind carbon copy all UK, all UK MPs. Obviously, this doesn't apply to the European Commission thing, but there is the UK parliamentary petition. Total games industry death.
Preferably someone who cares about consumer rights. Okay, that's it. I have no idea what's coming down the pipeline now, but all this resistance means we are throwing around some real power to fix things. So let's keep at it.
Let's go. Bam. Ooh. Siberian Bear, go do something about it then. Anyway, developer examines pirate software, part 3. Hacking, claims, and stories. This is where the title of the stream comes from. That first thing was just out of nowhere. This is what it was about. People were telling me that this is very good and interesting. Hackerman stuff. We're going to learn about the tree climbing. The tree climbing and the hacking. Bam. I'm probably like not the best person. I drafted an email.
I'm Brett for the streamer
Right.
$5 Canadian Superberry. Get him, Eggman.
You want to hear something that's far more pressing? Go listen to it then, you fucking Down syndrome retard. Anyway. As an immigrant, I'm probably not the best person to be contacting MPs here in the UK.
A bit of a note before we continue, most of Jason's hacking claims are mainly stories, with him being the only source of truth for a lot of them. So for most of this video, I'll just be explaining and teaching about the terms used and how these things generally go, instead of making judgments like the previous 2 parts. Well, maybe a few minor judgments. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's start going through it. Let's start by bringing up the old VX Underground tweet that Jason responded to, and recheck his YouTube short on his experience while he was at Blizzard.
I was one of the guys sitting there pulling down every
Colonel level. I love popcorn.
bot that worked for every MMO that we worked on, everything at Blizzard, grabbed every single one of those.
Bro, fucking, yeah, true. Julian Assange tweeted one of my videos, and then I got in trouble. That is real. That is real and true. Julian Assange tweeted one of my videos, and I got fucked with. That's real! It doesn't feel like it's real, but it did happen. It was a long time ago.
Pulled it out into assembly, grabbed the code key from it, removed the polymorphic, found a way to fit it into Warden, and
Okay, so from this clip, we got a lot of stuff to go over and cover. First, Jason worked on anti-cheat at Blizzard, and he dealt with bots. Plus, he did reverse engineering on the bots too, based on his comments. He also
This guy's speech is a bit garbled. Sounded like he said perverse engineering instead of reverse.
worked with Warden, which was Blizzard's anti-cheating tool that was directly integrated into games like World of Warcraft. The way Warden worked was, while you were playing the game, Warden would be running and using native API function calls from your system to collect data on your computer. This would include things such as what programs you had open while playing the game. It would hash the data it collected and periodically would send it up to Blizzard servers, where they would try to determine if you were running any known cheating programs on your system while playing the game. It also has some malware detection built into it too, apparently. It could detect stuff like keyloggers and warn you if your system had been affected. It probably has a lot more functionality and abilities, but we'll need real Blizzard employees to talk about those details. Back to the short comments. Jason also pulled down tons of bots, pulled them all out into assembly, grabbed their code cave, removed the polymorphic, and then fit all this back into Warden somehow. Now, the issue with this clip is, while all these terms make sense on their own kind of, together this ends up sounding like weird nonsense he made up. This is why the VX Underground Twitter account is calling Jason out in the tweet. Also, for anyone that doesn't know what VX Underground is, it's a site that possibly holds the world's largest public collection of malware source code, samples, and papers. This is an incredibly popular site that many real hackers and security researchers use to find, study, and explore viruses. Plus, the people running the Twitter account of VX Underground are almost all going to be people within the field that actually really know their stuff. Now, let's go and explore what the code cave term means from the wiki link Jason has posted as a response. If we look at the opening line on the wiki link, it basically says it refers to a section of unused bytes
Perfect sense.
inside a process memory. So what this means is when we have a program active, we want to check and see if there's basically an empty continuous block of memory within it. If we manage to find an empty section, we can directly modify it with the debugger and add some new instructions to the program's execution. The advantages for this approach are the modifications are quick and easy to include, and you just need the application itself to check for this. None of the original source code is required. The downsides are, in many cases, this will result in a modified executable, which can cause the program to crash or malfunction depending on what was done. And the biggest issue, the amount of empty
430k views. What percentage are actually following this and fully understand what it means? I am not amongst that number.
space you'll have to work with is going to be incredibly limited, meaning how much ad hoc stuff you can add here is going to be extremely small. Normally, you'd never use CodeCave to try and do a complex hack or add program behavior inside it. If you were searching and trying to use a CodeCave, you'd use the CodeCave area to try and find a way to call a separate DLL file where you'd have your actual hack.
So make a separate video about bots and MMO hacks in the future unrelated. Is he going to go over bots in this video? Botting stuff in this video? Because some people don't know this. Pyro Software has said many times, and for many different reasons, that he left Blizzard. He said he left because he was worn down over time. He said he got tons of people fired who were terrible, but in the end it started to affect him, so he left. He said it was because he was getting paid like 36% of industry standard, blah, 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 blah. One time I can find, he gave the real reason. The real reason he left Blizzard was because they were going to shift him out of being a senior red team specialist into a role that was just bot wrangling. And he found out from his friends in payroll he was going to be paid way less. So, he immediately quit and cashed out all his paid leave at his then current jobs, his then current roles, rates, which were much higher than what they were going to shift him to, and then used that time to find a job elsewhere, which happened to be at Amazon. He normally says something else, though. He says, like, it was boring, or he says he left because he wanted to just work on his indie stuff. He was tired of mowing Blizzard's lawn. He actually dodged a demotion. I feel like basically no one knows that.
Hack or bot code logic located in for this context, and the code cave would just act as the entry point for this DLL injection. Also, let me explain what a dynamic link library or DLL.
Oh yeah. If a company is going to pull that on you, do what he did. That's actually based and good. The problem is just that he's told multiple mutually exclusive stories that can't all be true.
File is too.
Like, the problem isn't him doing that. The problem is him telling other stories that can't also be true.
Just like how you have an executable that's filled with compiled code that your system can run directly, DLL files also.
And sorry, I suspect the reason I've only been able to find him telling the true story once is because, you know how he constantly goes, I left Blizzard when I was a senior red team specialist. I left Blizzard. I was a senior red team specialist at Blizzard, blah, 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 blah. Kinda dulls the shine on that if he explains, I left because I wasn't going to be that anymore.
Include compiled code. The major difference is DLLs are a separate file and they can be used by multiple other applications. For example, the code to create a window on the Windows operating system exists in a DLL file and other programs use it.
Yeah. The only reason being the senior red team specialist means anything is because they put him in that role. If he has to say, they were taking me out of that role and putting me on bot wrangling duty,
Big thing is, like the name implies with dynamic, the code inside a DLL can change, and the main program the next time it uses DLL will run that new code. Back to the code cave. I was also curious where the term code cave is normally used, since this is a pretty unusual and not often used hacking term. From what I found, it seems to be incredibly popular within the cheat engine user base circles. For those that don't know what cheat engine is, it's a program that allows you to view an active game's memory.
Cheat engine is based.
And modify the memory values directly. So let's say you were playing.
I've had a lot of fun with cheat engine. You do not need to know shit to use cheat engine and have a good time breaking games apart.
Playing a single player offline game and you opened up cheat engine, you could do some simple stuff like find your character's health memory value or level and set them to the max. You could also try doing the code cave stuff by finding that area of unused memory and try to create a custom hack there. The hack would be fairly limited and simple due to size constraints though. Think something like a god mode toggle. Now, while cheat engine can help you screw around with single player offline games, it's not exactly a good tool to use with MMOs like World of Warcraft. The reason is with offline games, all the logic, updates, and variables are only on your system. This is
Sorry, I'm pause-andying him very hard. What did I use it for? I mean, mostly I use cheat engine to speed up games. Literally just make things run faster. Normally games will have like a guide on like what's good on cheat engine, how do you speed things up. But sometimes you just take a little indie shit game and break it apart. Just fuck with stuff. Make it a mess.
What we call client side. So if something is modified with cheat engine, there shouldn't be any big problems since there's nothing else that needs to verify these values and data besides the game itself on your system. With MMOs and online games, on the other hand, this ends up in general being a very different story. MMOs have both a client side and a server side component to them. What this means is while the client side can be the game executable, which will be responsible while it's running to handle stuff like drawing and rendering the game itself, the server will be where the actual logic and values are being executed, read, and set to a database. Meaning, if you make changes on your side in this case, then when those values are sent up to the server to update and save, they'll more than likely have lots of checks in place to prevent getting bogus values and to stop cheating. This is very...
Can I admit being really naughty? Am I allowed to admit being really naughty? In a game that I don't plan on ever playing again. At launch, Guild Wars 2 didn't have adequate checks, and you could use Cheat Engine to like teleport and stuff.
Very basic when dealing with online requests. Pretty much all servers are built with the idea of never trusting anything a client sends to it, meaning all the values that are made up with Cheat Engine and sent should be checked and verified again on the server before proceeding within a well-built server application. So let's say someone tried to go from level 1 to level 99 in World of Warcraft. When the level up event happens and the data is sent to the server will more than likely do something like the following. It will read the current database value that has your level, then it will check your level or the XP amount you currently have and the projected amount you've sent. Then it will probably have some safety and anti-cheating checks. For example, something like if you're leveling up multiple times in one sent data packet to the server, that's a pretty clear sign you're cheating and it could flag you and have you banned at this point. Another example, if you tried sending an insanely high EXP amount that should be impossible to get through legitimate means playing the game, the server might realize you're cheating and ban you, or they might have a safety check and cap the EXP value to something more normal and sane for the game. Regardless of what is actually happening within the server logic and what they have in place, the cheat engine approach wouldn't really work in most cases since the modified values aren't being used and saved directly on your system, but on the Blizzard servers, which as I just explained will have its own numerous ways of checking and determining if these cheat value changes are actually valid or not. So if cheat engine isn't a good option for online games and MMOs, how do people cheat, make hacks, and bots for them then? Well,
I've been pause Andying It's Not RSX. We're only 6 minutes in. He's been talking about why Cheat Engine isn't a good option for online games.
Well, we're in luck. We don't have to guess or speculate, since at DEF CON itself, many famous WoW hackers are there as speakers and actually nicely explain all this stuff for us. Notably, a few good talks to check out are DEF CON 19, Hacking MMORPGs for Fun and Profit, DEF CON 15, Virtual World Real Hacking, and DEF CON 17, Subverting World of Warcraft.
I'm more of a social engineer like Jason. My hacking method involves paying Venezuelans a few cents.
Also, a quick fun fact as part of the DEF CON 19 talk, Michael Donnelly is a co-guest speaker. For anyone who doesn't know who that is, he's the creator and owner of MDY Industries, and by extension the creator of Glider, one of the most famous and successful WoW bots. He was raking in around 4 million at his peak, and then he got sued by Blizzard and was made to pay 6 million in damages. Anyways, back to the type of hacks, bots, and methods used for WoW. We have a few major types.
Raking in 4 million at its peak. What do you mean by this? A month? Or raked 4 million gross over a lifespan and then had to pay 6 million? Like, what are we talking about here? What period is that 4 million over?
First, we have the GUI-based macro systems. These are some of the easiest type of bots to make. Basically, you'll have a completely separate program viewing the WoW game window and looking at the various parts of the game screen. Depending on what pixel color your program sees at different spots, different actions will be performed by sending the keystrokes mimicking player behavior to your WoW client. So, for example, if you were grinding, you might have the bot casting an area effect spell every few seconds, and when you're...
I have a very advanced bot for RuneScape. You put together a little script that makes your cursor click over and over again, and then you can train your magic by doing the teleport spell repeatedly. Very sophisticated.
Your health and mana bars change color. The bot will know to use your potions to keep the character alive to continue making grinding possible. Another popular type of bot design is done through DLL injection. This was a hacking method I mentioned during the Code Cave explanation. This is another super convenient method and has few benefits. Since it's running with the game itself, it can have access to data structures and other important info from the game directly, allowing these type of bots to be a lot smarter and more sophisticated than the GUI macro ones. Next, we have the debugger based ones. These are less detectable than the other types technically, since with these you'd attach debugger and use breakpoints and remote process memory to control things within the game. Based on most of the talks and stories, this wasn't something that was really done or used, more so a method that existed that some experimented with. Also, a quick aside, back to Jason's grab the code cave comment, this debugger method is technically the closest to his code cave definition, but with the rest of his comments and description, this still doesn't sound quite right in his context. I'll explain more about this at the end. Anyways, back to the bot types. Then we have the client replacement types. These ones are huge amounts of work and generally aren't the first bot type anyone will make. Generally for this type, you already have a successful bot going and you know how much you can auto farm, sell, and by extension profit off of. So now you'd make a client replacement to maximize the amount of bots you can run on your computers or servers so you'd be able to maximize your profits. This was an incredibly popular approach in China since there was a much larger WoW buying and selling economy there, whereas outside of China there was a larger bot buying economy, roughly speaking. For more trivial hacks and simpler bots, there's also the option of using custom written Lua scripts. WoW includes...
He has to juice out eventually. Look, you're saying it's too technical to be good content. I presume it's going to juice out. He's laying the groundwork. Just understand the basic structure of these things, I'm sure it will juice out.
Lua as their scripting language of choice and exposes various API options to customize certain things about the game, UI being one example. A side effect of having Lua included is a lot of function names will be in plain text and easier to search for, meaning you can try to hijack or use them for hacks purposes. With those bot explanations out of the way, I think it's largely safe to assume.
Also, this guy has an insane cadence. How do you end up talking like this? I'm not even trying to be mean. But like, genuinely. And let me save this image. How does it happen?
The type of bots Jason was dealing with at Blizzard were most likely.
Is this how he talks to his rubber duck? Is this what happens when you talk a lot but like not to people?
The DLL injection type since he was pulling them out into assembly. Plus, the DLL approach was the most common method used by the bot makers during this time period, and we have some confirmation from the DEF CON talks for this too. Now, let's go back to Jason's polymorphic code phrase. If we look back at his tweet, we have a big problem here. Jason says polymorphism can be
He polymorphs all the code into ferrets.
He describes as polymorphic code. The problem is these are two completely separate concepts and terms. Polymorphism is a program term and polymorphic code is a virus term. Let's start with the polymorphism explanation first. Let's say we're back in C++ land again and we have a class called animal and it has a function called talk. Now let's say we create two other animal classes based on the initial animal class. Let's say we have a dog class with a talk function that says woof and a cat class with a talk function that says meow. Now let's say we have a list of cats and dogs. What we can do, since both classes are based on an animal, we can grow through them generically and call talk on each animal type of object in the list. Since each one will have their own unique talk function, the behavior of the program will change depending if the dog is saying woof or the cat is saying meow. Now, one thing to note, polymorphism will change the behavior a function has within the context of the code. It won't change the assembly structure of a program, since both talk functions will be compiled into assembly and be within the executable itself. Now, there is also such a thing as polymorphic code, or more specifically polymorphic viruses. Basically, some malware can change its own code by using a mutation engine to mutate itself. Basically, each copy of the virus will have its own unique key to decrypt its code payload in slightly different ways to make detection harder.
I was going to ask. Same outcome, but harder to identify, yeah?
For example, let's use basic math examples to show what I mean. Let's say we want to get the number 4 by using two numbers. We basically have infinite options. We can do 3 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 6 minus 2, 14 minus 10.
But it's the same outcome. The fucking antivirus is looking for 2 plus 2, but if it morphs into 3 plus 1, it's safe. Is that going to be the analogy?
All of these will result in 4, even if the expressions are different. The end result will be the same. This is basically what's happening with the polymorphic viruses. It's doing the same operations, but with slightly different semantics to make it harder to detect. Now, you might be asking, if the virus is still doing the same thing, why doesn't anti-cheat or antivirus manage to detect it? So I'll give a quick rundown of some simple methods antiviruses and anti-cheat use to detect threats. Most antivirus and anti-cheat tools will check for a few quick and basic things, like DID or name of an application. Another way these tools will detect malware is they have a huge database worth of assembly and script blocks that are commonly used in malware. So when they're checking over a program and they detect a matching block of code to their database blocks, they can be pretty sure the program is malware. Okay, with all those explanations out of the way, let's go through Jason Short again piece by piece now.
I was one of the guys sitting there pulling down every bot that worked for every MMO that we worked on, everything at Blizzard, grabbed every single one of those, pulled it out into assembly.
Alright, so he managed to get his hands on the bot programs and was doing reverse engineering and trying to debug them directly in assembly. This makes sense so far, with the most likely bot types being the DLL injection ones again.
Grabbed the code cave from it.
And we have a problem. The code cave being used inside the bot would not matter at all. A code cave's purpose is to inject or call other code inside the program. The bot makers don't need to hack their own bot program to run code. This doesn't make any sense at all. The code caves would exist inside the Blizzard game files, not inside the bots. Also, you wouldn't be grabbing a code cave from anything. If you have a debugger open and checking a program in memory, you're already in the area and tooling to look for the code cave. Again, you'd be looking for a small area of unused memory. There's nothing here to grab. He's using the term even in his own statement and context incorrectly, and even if he applied it to...
I'm in my code cave right now. It's not something you extract, it's something you live in. Okay.
The correct contents of the Blizzard game files, it still wouldn't make any sense.
So, many people are calling this educational. To me, I'm listening to him and I'm developing a mental model of how these things work. But I'm such a layman that there is 100% chance my mental model is insanely fucking wrong. In my mind right now, the code cave is the secret nook or cranny within the thing you're trying to attack or infect.
sense. So let's drop this and go to the next bit.
Remove the polymorphic.
Okay, let's be charitable and say these bots were all made similar to polymorphic viruses. They weren't, but whatever. If you're studying the bot, you'd probably
You just gotta slip it in the code cave.
find the obfuscation and check to see how it's decrypted. You wouldn't be removing the polymorphic in this case. If you're ripping out the assembly instructions from the program, you're basically just left with a copy of the bot program, empty and useless. There's really no situation where you as the researcher and anti-cheat guy would be required to do this. So in all contexts, this doesn't make any sense either. Let's go back and finish up the clip now.
Found a way to fit it into Warden.
Okay, now how would you fit this into an anti-cheat tool like Warden? Since it works similar to an antivirus, you'd probably want to copy the common code block patterns you see in the bot into Warden. You'd also want to add other simple detection methods to Warden, like the name of the program or signatures
Can we just appreciate how his face is totally deformed? Those eyes are crazy, man.
related to it. You wouldn't need to remove the polymorphic. You just copied over parts of it and saved the instructions into the Warden database. So in the future, you could try and detect some users of this specific bot. If we're being charitable, we could say Jason
Have you guys ever heard him talking about his work as a senior red team specialist? That's the term. You ever heard him?
We run and jump and
I wonder how many people have heard. Let me jump back like 10 seconds. All right. Of course it's frozen. All right, it's fine. Relax.
We run and jump and climb trees and hack your network when we're up there. Red team is offensive security. We attack the business by any means necessary as a real-world attacker will. We're there to mess shit up. And we do that specifically so that the systems can become safer. I hacked power plants for the federal government so that we could have a safer power grid in the United States.
We run and jump and climb trees. We attack the system by any means necessary.
misspoke multiple times in a row in that sentence, and he wanted to say something like the following. We got our hands on a lot of bot programs, and most of them were of the DLL injection type, with the injection method used being exploiting the Blizzard game files directly. The bot makers were smart and added polymorphic payloads to make detection difficult, but we managed to find unique enough patterns to add to Warden to make detection of this bot type possible. Do I think he knew this is what he was trying to say? Well, I think it's pretty clear if you watched my previous videos where I explain how poor his coding abilities are and understanding, or if you watched any of his multiple puzzle game streams where you see him cheating constantly. I think you won't be surprised when I say hell no. And
I've seen an image of him. Sorry, this is not really related to this video at all. I've seen an image of him supposedly cracking a safe. Safe cracking? Safe cracking? Safe cracking is very therapeutic. There's a really good game called Sophie's Safe Cracking, I think, that is literally just an educational guide to cracking safes. And once you've got it down, it's just really chill.
I assume he had no clue what he was trying to say either. What I think is likely, he was just tossing around hacking terms he's probably heard thrown around by the actual devs working on Warden anti-cheat during his time at Blizzard. Moving on to another topic, let's leave the polymorphic and code cave stuff behind us fully, and let's move to another clip everyone has been asking me to review. His next hero Hackerman story of defeating an evil rogue hacker using a stingray.
I turned in a guy to the FBI when I was at DEF CON 24, I think it was. He walked into the room at the loss room. That was the year that I had the key. And he walked into the room and he's like, I need to put this device plugged into the wall under there. And I was like, you ain't doing that, man. And he goes, lost set. I couldn't. I was like, all right, fine. Go plug it in. And he plugged it in, put it under the couch. The moment he left the room, I unplugged it, pulled it apart. And it was, you ever heard of a stingray? So this guy tried to set one of these up in an environment with tens of thousands of people on a little thing about this big. In front of me. Yeah, it was great. Really smart.
Yeah.
In front of me.
He'd done this in a number of locations. The other two devices that he had put out had actually been out and deployed, which
Casimir, exactly.
was a security risk.
Jesus.
I took the device immediately, dumped all the information off of it. I actually looked.
The thing is, I could say the same. Because I would just be... I don't like that there's some weird guy plugging... Some weird guy's plugging shit in the wall! I just take it out and break it. There you go.
Looked at it, had 4 screws on one side.
I don't care what it is, I'm stepping on it.
3 on the other side, so I knew which side was the access point that he was accessing because he had dropped a screw, which was thankful because things like this could be trapped. You know, there's all kinds of crazy that people can do.
We search Reddit. we, we search Reddit and we find a story of pirate software breaking some guy's phone charger.
Opened it up on the other side, took out the SIM card that was in it, took out the memory card that was in that, popped the memory card into my machine to go look at the logs the guy had through it, and I was like, oh, this is really bad. Took all that, took it to the FBI contact, sat in a room for like 4 hours. They found the guy. He revealed where the other devices were. They arrested him. That was the end of it. And I think they gave me a challenge coin for that. I think I got an FBI challenge coin for that one.
So Stingray was originally a specific device created by the Harris Corporation, which would intercept and eavesdrop on mobile phone traffic and location data. It was essentially a fake mobile tower, acting as an in-between the target mobile phone and the real service provider towers. This is what's considered a man-in-the-middle attack. These devices are in widespread use by law enforcement agencies across various countries, notably the USA, the UK, and Canada. These days, though, Stingray has become a generic name to describe these types of mobile phone intercept devices.
What do you want me to say? You're schizo posting over how I posted my address? A Twitter account I just removed or some shit. Sad. Buddy, did you post your address? Wait, are you saying he's schizo because you didn't, or he's schizo because you did and he's talking about it?
And not just the original Harris unit. Now, there's a few holes in Jason's story surrounding this. First of all, he sounds unsure if he won an FBI challenge coin or not, which I think is a pretty big issue. My reason being is he
don't post your address on the internet.
He shows off his DEF CON badges and wins. Like going to his
This is
Potato
my
Sack
advice.
Twitter account, his pinned message is DEF CON badge wins. If we go to his main Pirate Software Twitter account, every time he gets criticized or questioned, he pulls out his DEF CON badges and wins. His LinkedIn also has all 3 badges included in his honors. His Reddit intro posts also have his DEF CON badge win. He shows them off multiple times on stream and posts about them multiple times per year. I'm not blaming or holding this against him. Feel free to be proud of the stuff you got. The issue I have is if he's willing to showcase his DEF CON badges and wins basically at a minimum of like 4 to 5 times per year, every single year, why has he never shown his FBI challenge coin? I even managed to find him showing off his Blizzard Battle.net coin, but nothing related to the FBI coin, considering how much he loves to share his achievements and
Let me do a check. Hang on. Hold on. Lots of him talking about challenge coins. Not necessarily FBI. Let's do... I'm hacking the mainframe.
Monster challenge coin. Yeah.
He's got a flying spaghetti monster challenge coin. Did you know about this? This is the real shit. Fuck the FBI. Hello, Undershot Tom.
Yeah.
Did you know he's got a flying spaghetti monster challenge coin? Haven't heard anyone else talk about that. I don't know what the hell it is. But there it is. A lot of him talking about his own challenge coins. Talking about Battle.net challenge coin.
At a DEF
Is
CON.
this, Is this the stream he got it from? He learned about it from? Hang on. Let me check. Where did our guy find the clip of him talking about the challenge coin from? Oh, so that was on a podcast. I have a clip of him talking about
I had at DEF CON that I knew worked for the FBI as his day job. They brought me into a back room. We talked about it for a while. They found the dude, and he had set up 3 of these devices around the DEF CON. He was trying to do some bullshit with them. But yeah, that's a felony. Yeah, 100%. They ended up giving me a challenge coin for it, and that dude got busted. And it was just like, Jesus Christ, dude. I was in that room for like 4 hours, too. It sucked. It was really shitty because they needed to find him. They're like, we don't want him to like hurt you. This is serious shit. Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really bad. But yeah, he got busted for it because he tried to set up 3 Stingrays, and they were all 3D printed boxes, little tiny things, and they could not contain the amount of throughput traffic of a convention with 30,000 people on it. And immediately, those 3 areas, the reason they were able to find them is because you couldn't call anyone when you were near one of them, and that was it. They just couldn't handle the throughput, so it was easy to find. A challenge coin, is that like a John Wick thing? No, they're like this is our official challenge coin from Pirate Software. I give this.
He just shows the Pirate Software
cool
one.
shit, as you can see there. These are kind of a sign of respect, is really what they are. So I got a whole bunch.
I don't want a sign of respect. I think if you take a coin that exists as a sign of respect seriously, you're not worthy of respect. It's a catch-22. Let me search coin in the transcript. In that room, he says coin 8 times. Yeah, he doesn't show it in this video either. Okay.
Humans in personal life, he would have shared or talked about the Stingray and the FBI challenge coin at some other point besides this one podcast clip. Next issue with the story is, there's no other record or people to corroborate the story. I couldn't find any mentions of a widespread mobile attack at DEF CON during any of the years he was present there.
Hello, Tim. I MLB'd Kita-san Black. What? Major League Baseball Kita-san Black.
Lost, the owner of the room Jason was staying at while this happened, doesn't seem to have posted anything about it either. No other attendees mentioned there being any other Stingray devices noticed either. It's hard to imagine a tech conference with more than thousands of people that are all largely tech literate and no.
Hold on. Chill. What if I search Stingray? Ooh.
Stingray. What a Stingray is it's a custom-built device to act as a cell phone tower. These are
apparently he's talked about this a few times.
Incredibly illegal. These are felonies to have. And the reason why is a small device like that can't handle the throughput of a whole bunch of different phones, so you can't call 911. Yeah, that's a big goddamn deal. It's a really big goddamn deal. So I took this to one of my contacts at DEF CON that I knew worked for the FBI, and I was like, hey man, we got a real situation here. We need to figure out what is going on here and what this guy is doing. Look at this. And they put me in a back room. They found the dude. They found out he had put 3 of these around DEF CON. After they caught him, he admitted to putting those out there and doing that. He was trying to spy on some kind of DEF CON staff or some shit. I don't know the full details of that. They gave me a challenge coin. I had to stay in a back room for like 4 hours, and he got arrested. Yeah, he got destroyed. 100%. Yeah, it was really, really dumb. Really, really dumb. The guy had enough knowledge to know what he was doing to build something, and not enough common sense to realize how stupid that was to do. Especially at a convention with 30,000 people, no tiny at-home device is going to be able to handle that kind of throughput. Really, really dumb shit.
Okay. He's also talked about it here.
Individual for deploying a Stingray at the con, and they were arrested for it. The important part is that it was an individual out of a convention of tens of thousands.
Watch this. Hang on. Hold up. Go away, YouTube ad. I want to see if he shows his coin. Like, this is the kind of stuff I hunt for.
To be seen as individuals capable of doing great and positive things in the world for decades. Policies like this just show me that some groups haven't received the message and are still fear-mongering over it. People are afraid of hackers for no goddamn reason.
Hacker pride.
I said also, for future reference, don't use me as ammunition like this. It generally doesn't work out well. Because, like, that's dumb. It's a Stingray. It's a device that mimics a cell phone tower and then has all the traffic go through that device. And the reason why they're federally illegal, the reason it's a federal crime to release that, is because if it can't handle the throughput, no one can call 911. It's kind of a big deal. It's a really goddamn big deal. For no reason.
That's the only reason?
I don't know about that. No, it's for no reason. There is absolutely no reason to profile all hackers, any of the people inside of the, and to profile everyone who is a hacker at a convention as a potential threat and then check all of their rooms for things. I'm going to be real with you. If you're a hotel and you're looking into each one of those rooms to see if you can find a device that somehow...
Okay, he's just yapping. Okay. He talked about it in January.
You can build a Stingray for like $150, and they're illegal as hell, and people do it. They do it.
Normally, well, I would assume fucking it being fucking wiretapping alone is enough. Privacy violations and interference with telecoms is generally considered a pretty big deal. It has some similarity to mail tampering, yes?
Speaking of which, how many of the cell phone towers near you do you think are actually owned by the ISP that you're paying?
Okay, whatever.
It's like a stingray, and you eat it and you turn into a bee. That already exists.
There's a stingray that you can eat and turn into a bee. Okay. All right.
You realize what it was. It was a stingray. And a stingray is a federal offense to build that. Because what it is when you have a phone, it connects to the stingray before it connects to nearby cell phone towers. And if you do this in a populated area, no one can call 911. This is a felony. It's a felony. He was trying to skim phone information. Yeah. So I immediately took it to a contact that I had at DEF CON that I knew worked for the FBI.
Is making one illegal? Yeah, people are saying building it isn't.
Day job. They brought me into a back room. We talked about it for a while. They found the dude, and he had set up 3 of these devices around the DEF CON. He was trying to do some bullshit with them. But yeah, that's a felony. Yeah, 100%. They ended up giving me a challenge going for it, and that dude got...
Using it to surveil people and interfere, I would assume, is super illegal.
Busted. And it was just like, Jesus Christ, dude. I was in that room for like 4 hours, too. It sucked. It was really shitty. Because they needed to find him. They're like, we don't want him to, like, hurt you. This is serious shit. Yeah.
Well, he says here, building one is an offense. Which would, of course, mean you own one. If owning one is an offense.
Going to practice device safety, and no one besides Jason noticed someone trying to monitor their phones with the Stingray. It's just way too hard to believe. I'll cut this part short since beside the clip I couldn't find any other info tied to this. Given how often Jason lies and over-exaggerates different stories, I'm inclined to say he's lying on this one too, since nothing about it seems true and there's absolutely nothing I can find to even suggest it might have happened. Moving to the next topic, we'll return to his time at Eagle Research Group, or as he referred to it, his government hacking. Now, if we refer back to his LinkedIn, we can see he did the following: penetration testing, working with sensitive networks, and develop custom tools. Now, we have a few clips to check out. First one.
My general wheelhouse control is physical access control systems, so breaking and entering, Wi-Fi related vulnerabilities, web related vulnerabilities, and social engineering. So those were my primaries when we were on those tasks.
I have listened to him talking about social engineering. I question his abilities.
Okay, so he did physical access controls, Wi-Fi network checks, and social engineering. Okay, that's slightly different from what he wrote, but that's fine. Let's check the second clip.
So your government is, dude, honestly, working for the government sucks ass. They pay more than God when you're a federal contractor, but holy shit, is it not fun. You ever published a CV? No, not at all, man. Like most pen testing, this is the saddest, shittiest truth. If you are a pen tester or a federal contractor pen tester, you are running scanners and you're bored out of your freaking mind. Like it is not engaging at all. There's very few times you're like, I get to do something cool today. It's usually like, oh, cool. I'm wearing a suit. I run a shitty scanner. I put together a report. I go home. Yeah, it's 99% writing reports. It is literally 99% writing.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not fun. I wish it was cool.
Okay, running scans to test for vulnerabilities and then writing reports, again, sounds fine. The only problem I have is every single time I manage to find something about him explaining what kind of hacking he did, he changes his story and the things he was responsible for, but I digress. Anyways, let's talk about physical security hacking and testing for a tiny bit. Physical testing is actually pretty straightforward and direct. You're basically going to
Fucking check the locks, bro. Yes. Literally check locks. Yes. Here's something I'm curious about, but I'm not going to do anything about myself. The structure of the snail's house ferret rescue business. Combined with the knowledge that Off-Brand Games described it as a foundation that they were donating money to. Regarding the pirate skin that for a period of time had a profit share with his ferret rescue. I wonder if there's anything there.
go
I can't be bothered to look into it, but
around and check every fire exit or entrance or other possible entry point to see if any are open. Are there any points of entry that aren't guarded or locked? In fact, DEF CON has a couple of great talks on this exact topic. One of my favorite stories from these talks is how to defeat those glass office double doors you see at most modern office buildings, with the little keycard employee scanner next to it. Now, I'm sure most of you are thinking some advanced hacking techniques are needed, like figuring out how the keycard scanner works, then making a fake card with the right data on it, or something else that's like movie-esque.
I'm aware of a story. I won't go into the details of how I know this, because I don't think I'm supposed to. And I won't tell you where. So you feel free to say this is bullshit, but I will not give any more details. At somewhere you would very much not want to be broken into, apparently, one attack that worked was convincing an employee that the person was a pen tester who was given authority.
Chikai fed the streamer a 5-pound superberry. Did he write off the gnome as an expense because it was going to be used for penetration testing?
Perhaps. Basically, the guy pretended to be a pen tester to convince an employee that they'd been given permission to essentially coach someone to do it, and that the higher-ups couldn't know because the idea was they had to catch it. But they weren't a tester, they were actually just someone doing corporate espionage, trying to get info.
But nah, you want to know the real way you defeat those door security? You go and buy a cheap $1 spray air freshener or a perfume
And apparently they got a fucking laptop.
bottle, and you point it directly at the top of where those doors meet, and you spray a tiny bit. Some office and door combos have a sensor at the top in case of a fire or other type of emergency. So by spraying a thick spray near the sensor will trip up and assume there's a fire and lock itself, letting you open the doors normally without a card, and in many cases, no alarms will go off. So you'd be in the clear to walk in like nothing happened. For network testing, there's too many tools to pick from, so I'll just give one quick and popular example, namely Nmap, which is a network scanner that can identify hosts, services,
Very unfortunate name.
ports on a network, devices, operating systems, and even some vulnerabilities directly. For social engineering, I already discussed this in part 1, but a quick refresher. It's basically pretending you're someone that's an authority or coworker, and you're trying to trick an actual employee with access and credentials to either give you direct access to something or account details which you could later on use yourself. You might also be tasked with sending out internal phishing emails to check to see if the employees at the company you're targeting have enough training and security sense not to fall for obvious traps. And
Lucky Bee gets this shit every now and then. Lucky Bee gets these every now and then.
Like I mentioned in the last clip, you're not just tasked with doing hacks or scans. A huge part of hacking work is writing detailed reports describing exactly what issues exist and how they will be used to gain access so they can be fixed or addressed in some way. I can believe Jason did all these tasks. Nothing here requires any crazy training or hacking or coding ability. Though his stories about it keep changing, especially after the recent drama started coming out. After it came out, he kept reducing and toning down what he did. When giving answers on his stream, how much was exaggeration, how much was lying, and was actually true, I have no clue. I'm not super inclined to believe his words, but there's at least nothing wrong with any of these statements here. Alright, last topic we have Jason's famous Mr. Robot claims.
I don't like Mr. Robot because they took.
I will say, like, the shit I see him pulling works one-on-one. But he's doing one-on-one strats to a mass audience, and that doesn't work because there are elements you can't control to a mass audience. If you're gonna try and fuck with a mass audience, the technique is totally different. And he doesn't seem to understand that.
Took some information that they should not have taken from a write-up that I did on some puzzles that I solved at DEF CON, and then they put them into an episode of the show, and I found out about it. And the only source for that knowledge was my write-up. Don't do that. You'll always be bad. Do you want to know what the solution for that was? Do you want to know what one of the solutions for that was? It was the Puzzle Master's personal cell phone number, to which he got thousands of calls. Maybe don't put things in your episode if you don't know what it is. Idiots. Alright, so the reason I don't like Mr. Robot. This right here is my write-up for the DEF CON 22 Badge Challenge. Went viral as hell inside of the hacking communities. And now let's go to Mr. Robot's Twitter. Understand that this was the only place in the world that this was listed. Mr. Robot reposted this right here. That's that same string.
Okay, first of all, Jason's write-up wasn't the only place they could have found the puzzle. Popular sites like Wire have it front and center in an article. DEF CON itself still has it available too, and lots of other teams posted about it too. So no, Jason didn't have the only write-up. There were multiple teams at DEF CON that solved the Badge Challenge, and they all had their own write-ups posted.
Stories like this, you tell drinking buddies. You don't say this to the internet. You say this to impress your drinking buddies or whatever. You don't fucking...
Shortly thereafter. Here's a write-up from Elegant, and if we look just a tiny bit below, we can see he also included the pamphlet picture as well, plus the original number series.
You say this shit to people who aren't actually interested.
And the decrypted letters portion. So no, by no definition was Jason's write-up the only one, or even the most viral and popular one. I even went and checked on the Wayback Machine to see how many notes his Tumblr write-up had on August 17th, 2014. This is 5 days after the original publication date. We can see there's 27 notes, not exactly crazy viral or anything. I then went and checked September 13th, 2016. This is 1 day before the Mr. Robot tweet, and at this date he had 150 notes. Not exactly viral or huge reach even after more than 2 years of this post being up. Plus, he was posting and sharing his write-up on Twitter and Reddit multiple times during these 2 years. Now, if we check roughly 2 weeks after the Mr. Robot tweet, we can see on September 26, 2016, he has 162 notes. Or
you know what rules about being a small YouTuber? I feel like for a lot of professions or a lot of gigs, people have to exaggerate to make themselves seem better than they are or whatever, if they want to impress someone. The sick thing about doing YouTube stuff is so many normies don't know anything about it, and they'll think you're famous if you have a video with 5,000 views. It's so good! Like, you can literally just tell people, like, you can be a small YouTuber like me and just tell them, like, show them your channel, and they're like, oh my god!
roughly a 41% increase in notes after he piggybacked on the Mr. Robot tweet to drive traffic to his write-up. Next, let's look a bit closer at the...
The bad thing is, then they're like, hey, so I have this business, I sell cupcakes. Can you make me famous?
original pamphlet code series. Since we know the puzzle creator is lost, we can cross out his signature at the end. We're left with a series of numbers ranging from 1 up to 25. What's that common thing we're all using to discuss all of this that's roughly 25 letters? I'm sure lots of you have probably guessed it's the English alphabet. We can do a simple number to letter conversion and we can get the following string. Now, let's look at that Mr. Robot tweet again. It's the same thing without the loss handle. This was truly impossible to figure out. My sarcasm aside, this is step 1 of the puzzle, and I mean that step 1 literally. This is part of what Jason is claiming is his unique leak only in his write-up knowledge that Mr. Robot stole. He's claiming Mr. Robot stole the puzzle starting line from his write-up. I honestly can't tell if he's being serious with this, or if this is actually just like a decade-long social engineering experiment plus a little trolling mixed in. Anyways, let's pull up Elegant's walkthrough for the puzzle and see what they did from here. After they converted the numbers to letters, they did a road 13 on it. Road 13 is a simple letter substitution cipher. Basically, the letters of A
Is it wrote? I always said rot.
to M are moved 13 letters up, and the letters N to Z are moved 13 letters back. Then we get the following string. The pair and pages will help you find your calling, but don't be duped. Cut down the woods, they be air dish. Lost. Okay, now there's a few clues in the string, notably pair and pages at the start. If we search this up, we'd find the pair and numbers Wikipedia page. Thankfully, we don't need to worry about any crazy math stuff, and we just need the function pfn results, which is the row of 3, 0, 2, 3, etc. Next, we need the second part of the string clue, the woods, they be air dish. If we search up those words, we'd find the air dish woods numbers Wikipedia page. Again, we don't need to worry about the math behind this, we just need the first few Erdish Woods numbers, namely 16, 22, 34, 36, 46, and 56. The next part basically relies on a separate pamphlet that has additional numbers. Here's what the original DEF CON 1 looked like. Anyways, we just need to pull these numbers out that are vertical and horizontal. If we look at the number set, we can realize they're hex values and we can convert them to ASCII characters to get the following string. The last step needed to solve this is part of the clue, cut down the woods, they be air dish. So we'll remove those matches, which leaves us with 251, a secret exclamation mark, which was where the Mr. Robot DEF CON 22 Bad Challenge reference stops in the Mr. Robot episode. The elegant write-up continues for a fair bit more, but let's stop here since this was the end of the context we needed for the Mr. Robot claims. Seeing as we could solve the Mr. Robot tweet challenge using Elegant's write-up, it proves Jason's write-up wasn't the only place that had this knowledge. Now, to some other important points, Mr. Robot has consultants with the tech stuff for the show. If we look at who's a consultant for the show, oh, Jeff Moss is a consultant for the show. For those of you who don't know who that is, he's known as Dark Tangent, and he's the founder of the DEF CON conference. So,
oh, he saved the juice for the end. It was my influence. No, it's because you fucking had this guy involved. Suck a dick, bro. That's so embarrassing.
It out for everyone. The guy who founded DEF CON and knows what goes on at DEF CON is a consultant on Mr. Robot and decided to use a puzzle from DEF CON, his own conference, on the show. Anyways, another issue.
I fear I'd kill myself in Mr. Hall's position.
Jason blamed Mr. Robot for sharing Lost's phone number. First of all, this phone number isn't Lost's actual personal phone number. Lost is the main puzzle creator for DEF CON since like 2022 and an actual hacker plus security engineer. There's no way as part of a simple puzzle he'd be releasing his own personal phone number as the place to call to get a clue for additional steps. Second, Lost was happy and honored that Mr. Robot included his puzzle as part of the show. And if we check Lost's Instagram, we can even see he joined Mr. Robot at some point as an additional creative consultant. So clearly
really
there's
cool.
no bad blood between Mr. Robot, Lost.
This is some... Ooh. I don't know how hackers are. But if you pull some, like, fake credit shit like this in music, you're dirt. You're fucking out. Like, do they let claims like Jason was making fly?
And the other DEF CON adjacent people. The entire beef and issues were Jason's own made-up story. With that, let's wrap this part up. There's probably a lot more hacking stories I didn't find or touch on from Jason, but given how basically none of his stories stand up to scrutiny, it likely doesn't matter too much. Something else to note, ever since the second big wave of drama started, Jason has also gone and started changing his stories and toning down his claims. In fact, in one stream just a few days ago, straight from the horse's mouth, we have this.
What kind of dev work did you do at Blizzard? I didn't do any dev work at Blizzard. I've never said that I did. The internet has done some weird shit where they said like, oh, he said he's a dev for 20 years at Blizzard.
Seeing as how now he admits to never being a dev and never did dev work at Blizzard, I wonder how long we need to wait for this new confession saying he was never a hacker and we were all lying and putting words in his mouth. Oof. Truly insane behavior, dude.
Insane behavior, dude. I'm so poisoned by this. I played a round of Star Vaders earlier, and one of the mech classes can get a mana gem card. When I unlocked it, I chuckled. I had a wholesome chuckle at the mana gem. What do we have going on? What's good, tubes? Shall we do a Dementoid check? Quinn is milking. I made a video today just to make sure I'd have a video out this week. I wasn't just avoiding cleaning. I wasn't procrastinating. I wasn't just procrastinating cleaning. I made a video today for good reason, okay? But it's not a pirate software video. Can you believe it? Did you know that non-pirate software videos can be made? I saw the father clip. People are taking it too seriously. However, okay. I don't want to get you guys too excited. But let me just present a hypothetical to you. Heartbound is oversharing the game. He's put a lot of himself into it, but he's also put his parents into it. And by it being clearly autobiographical to some degree, he's made claims about his parents that perhaps he might regret and that paint them in a bad light despite his continued relationship with them that apparently is positive. Remember, Heartbound isn't finished, and he's still writing it. And a core to Heartbound is, it's like a rewriting of events in his life, where he's the blameless hero. Everything that's going on now could potentially be a Heartbound world. I don't want to get you too excited. I was taking a shit this morning and it just popped into my brain. I'm just saying it's possible there will be a Heartbound world that is just this moment. Just so you know. Should you do furry Ross Pixel? I was gonna search something. What was I gonna search? How's our boy doing? Ooh. He's pumping him out. I'm done with Trials and Lemon Show. They want me to pay nearly £200, but what for?
No.
Do you want to know something really cool? I know like way too much lore about pirate software. Do you remember how Heartbound starts? What is the first significant thing that happens in Heartbound? Can anyone answer? Less significant than killing your dog. Electric shock. Where does the electric shock come from? Every time you search Sungrand and you get my fucking video. A light switch. Right. Some people don't realize how literal-minded pirate software is. Hang on. Let me find something for you. I think I know what that light switch is a reference to.
Am I tripping or?
Like, I think literally everything in Heartbound is 1-1 to something that's happened. I'll show you two things.
Am I tripping or is there a scar on Thor's lip? Yeah, there is. Yeah, I fell out of my chair in first grade and caught my mouth on a chain, and I got 365 stitches and reconstructive nerve surgery. Hell of an injury, right? 365 stitches, one for every day of the year. However, the cool part was, there's more injury. Wait a minute.
Ready?
The next year...
I think this story is where the light switch zap at the start comes from.
I picked up what I thought was a metal light switch, and I started flipping...
Right? He picked up something he thought was a light switch.
...it back and forth, and it got jammed, and I pushed it, spring-loaded razor blade. Took the end of my finger off. That's actually the palm of my hand right there. Now...
As a kid, he picked up something he thought was a light switch, and when he flicked it, it hurt him. The start of Heartbound is flicking a light switch and getting zapped. I don't think he can deal with abstraction. He takes things that literally happened and like makes them into a slightly different fantasy. The third world in Heartbound that's under construction is Niflheim. Well, I think the animals in the second chapter are probably just some furries he hung out with after he quit his internship at Blizzard. That's my suspicion. Chapter 3. The soundtrack for Chapter 3 is called Gearworks. Gearworks is the name of the game he made within Second Life. Did you know this deep lore? I think literally everything in Heartbound is him telling a story about something that happened, vaguely concealed by it being animals, or not even a metaphor, but just an analogy. Or a slight shifting of things. So it'll be interesting to see what can be lined up. Something that I can't line up is the abusive mother in Heartbound. He never talks shit about his mom. He barely talks about her, but every time he does, it's positive. Apparently, he lived with her a lot after his parents' divorce. I don't know if she had sole custody or what. He has some positive Halloween stories. He has this one.
For some Pogs for a demo key? Oh, dude, I love Pogs. I love Pogs. I used to have a slammer that my mom's boyfriend at the time had. He made it in a machine shop, and it was made out of solid...
He liked to play with his mom's boyfriend's slammer. I used to love toying with my mom's boyfriend's slammer. It's... I don't know, it's pretty good. He was indeed the wife's son. He never says anything bad about her, but in his game, there's the mommy issues boss fight. Not only that... Ooh. The closest... Hang on. Let me... Let me see if I can find this. Right, okay, here we go. The closest I can find... So, in his game, there's a boss fight where it's just the character's mom, the character Laura, which interestingly rhymes with Thor, being gaslit by his mother and asserting reality. And that destroys her. And you beat the mother. You defeat the mother by forgiving her. I can't find him saying anything negative about his mother on streams, but I did find this.
Conversation with abusive parents. You can only get guilt tripped and manipulated again. I disagree with you.
Check this out.
Thank you very much. Fortunately, you can't have a conversation with abusive parents. You can only get guilt tripped and manipulated again. I disagree with you entirely. You can have a conversation at them that brings peace to yourself. That is absolutely a thing you can do. You go, this is how I feel. Peace. And then you flip them off while jumping out of the plane with a parachute on.
He's going to say something specific.
Yeah. Yeah, backwards. Doing a flip.
Wait for it.
You know? And that's really cathartic. So...
How do you know? Why, if you didn't experience this, would you describe it as being really cathartic? Nuggets. Crumbs. I'd love some ice cream. I love the ice cream clams.
No idea how to start this video. I have no idea how to start this video.
Do you guys like ice cream clams? No, Hex. I'm just saying, there's a bunch of stuff in Heartbound where you can look through his streams and you can find what it seems to be relating to. The abusive mother boss fight. He doesn't say anything about an abusive mother in his streams that I can find. The only thing I can find is him talking about the catharsis of talking at abusive parents.
I received yet another letter from B&Q. Another one.
From B&Q? Oh fuck, are they sending him invoices?
This letter is equally as stupid and worse as the other one that I received in the store. It is a civil claim by Civil Recovery Solutions. And they know I'm not going to pay this. I'm not going to pay them anything. But I'm going to read it out. From our client B&Q Limited. I just realised that says without prejudice, save as to cost. I don't know what that means.
Bro, don't fuck around with letters like this, dog.
I'm clearly violating my rights by doing this. Civil Recovery Solutions have been instructed by B&Q Limited to write to you regarding an incident.
What are ice cream clams? Ice cream clams. It's a wafer in the shape of a clam. Its butt is dipped in chocolate and coconut, and then at the bottom inside is marshmallow, and they fill it with ice cream.
And that took place at their Greenwich store on the 18th of June 2025. So that was like a month ago now. Right on the nose. Our client is considering bringing a claim against you under the Torts Interference with Goods Act 1977. Okay?
Okay, whatever,
to
dude.
recover compensation for loss and consequential damages.
By the way, this is a guy who films himself shoplifting and pretends he's not. He steals a mass number of fans. And for a while, I started to think, wait, what if he's just crazy and he does buy fans and bring them to the shop? And then he was in IKEA with a trolley full of fucking IKEA fans. And when they were like, you stole this, he said, no, I got these off Gumtree and brought them to IKEA. Okay. And then the lady clarified, we have you on camera. You went into the blind spot of the camera and then came out with a bunch of fans, dude. It's
well,
so good.
That is a complete lie, number one. I did not damage anything. When they put damages, they are accusing me of damaging something I'd done in the store.
Not necessarily.
I have damaged nothing apart from their ego from that video.
You fucking fragile retailer. Does my shoplifting hurt your ego? You fucking pussy.
Video I made about the first two letters.
Casimir, he's on the automatic AI facial recognition camera system as a shoplifter.
I received. I did not damage anything. The goods in question belonged to...
I didn't damage anything. Look, everything I've stolen is in pristine condition. Just look behind me.
our client in the store. And they believe your actions at the time amounted to a wrongful interference with their goods.
Okay.
Well, that makes no sense, does it? I was only there for 2 things. They didn't have those 2 things because I didn't get to buy them. They pulled me alongside, falsely imprisoned me, basically, because that's a law in the UK that they forget.
You did not get falsely imprisoned at B&Q. They did not quickly put together a cage and lock you in it, okay?
The value of the claim is an amount that covers the investigation costs, security costs, and administration costs. Our client occurred as a consequence of your actions. Them taking the piss now. They are taking the piss. They wrongfully banned me because of a video I made in March, and now they want money from me.
Smarch. I'm looking for B&Q. That's too far back. Could it be here?
So this video is for Mr. Birthday Cake. I saw your comment and I was so sickened by it.
All these reviews had enough with the comment section. The shop's out of control. Unfair to customers. That's gonna be Aldi. Orange. That's B&Q color, right?
This B&Q
Okay.
is full of morons.
Okay.
This B&Q is full of morons. I never have a problem with B&Q branches, but this one in Newbury Park I do. Earlier today,
Does he have hair growing on his actual lip?
7, 8ish a.m., I went to pick these 2 fans up from a friend.
It's so good every time.
Not the same friend who brought a knife out, obviously. I don't just have one friend. I said to him, I'm going to go B&Q, this branch, Newbury Park, to get another fan and get some other bits. I couldn't find any. So I said to the woman at the trade point checkout, do you have any fans? I always go through trade point because I seem to trust them more than the actual workers there for some reason. And she said, no, we don't have any. Then for some reason she proceeds to say, are you going to pay for these 2? I'm like, I came here to ask you have any fans. You said you have no fans.
There we go.
Yet, you asked me, am I going to pay for these? Why would I pay for 2 fans I got from my friends? I explained her in detail. Now, fair enough, it could be like a language barrier, but it does annoy me a bit. I said to her, if I bought these from here, why would I be asking, do you have any fans in stock? It's an obvious answer. Yes, they would have fans in here. That's why I picked them up. But no, I did not get them from here. I picked them up from my friends. Hell, my friend also gave me some fucking donuts. It really annoys me so much. I would never get this kind of treatment.
Here we go. Let's skip forward to the conflict.
But the one in Beckton and Tottenham Hale, I've been there for 2 years and myself out. That woman in Trade Point needs to sort herself out because she shouldn't be treating me like that. I said I got these from my friend and she's treating me like I haven't.
Oh, man.
It's that woman in Trade Point. I said to her, do you have any fans? Just one question. She said no, because I got these from my friend. And she said, did you get them from here?
Okay.
Oh my
So
bloody God.
where you get it?
I got them from my friend. I got a picture. I showed it to her.
Which picture you have?
I'll show you. Oh.
But in the trolley is nothing. When you enter the store.
Oh no.
Because, well, I'm positive I bought these.
There's nothing in the trolley when you entered the store, he says.
Bought these because I showed you the picture.
When you bought it, do you have any receipt?
I asked my.
checked the
Listen.
camera.
I asked my. Listen.
No, you listen to me.
I'm responding to your
listen
question.
To me, man.
You asked me
When
a
you
question.
enter
Listen.
the store-
You asked me a question, and I'm answering
Okay.
it.
Okay,
Why are you
give me the
talking
answer.
over me?
Okay, give me the answer. Okay.
I asked my friend, do you have the receipt? He says no. I'm like, well, that's going to get me fucked up, isn't it? Because they'll know.
Your friend gives you a fan, and you ask, do you have a receipt? He says no, so I say, oh, that's gonna get me fucked up, because I'm about to go to the store that sells these, and they're gonna think it's oh fuck, this guy's incredible.
They're not going
I
to believe
told you
it.
when you enter the store, your trolley is empty. No have fan inside the trolley.
This is stupid.
Did you come in without fans, yeah? Did you walk in with the fans?
Yeah, I did. Listen, that's what I'm fucking doing. I fucking knew it. Look. Those wankers over there got my fucking fans.
There was a really good one at Lidl where he said, they wanted to take one of my fans, fair enough. They can take a fan, but not everything else. It's so good.
I have to find a way out here.
I have to find a way out of B&Q like he's stuck in a point and click.
Stupid. So fucking stupid. It's what Newbury gets you. Bullshit. I'm not happy. I'm not fucking happy. This is what Newbury gets you. I'll have to contact my friend, tell him what happened. He's not going to be happy.
He's gonna give him what for? This is the guy's son Grant stopped with the chair.
I'm going to try and get my pound. Middle finger. I have to contact my friend now.
Okay.
And he just looked dead eyes into my face. So, yeah, I'm getting stalked. I'm here getting a drink. I got my pound, 80p. Honestly. I swear to God, if he tries to get me banned from this store for no reason, fuck me. This is a fuck.
I don't want to see that, dude. I don't want to see it. Also, like, I film in these stores constantly. I'm filming in these stores all the time. No one gives a shit. It's not because he's filming.
It's not buy one, get one free, is it? Don't want to see you there again.
Oh, you won't have to. Tried getting a
Flashing the cash. This is a diabolical pause frame. This is surreal. You could tell someone this is AI and they wouldn't question it. Even the subtitle looks like AI.
drink, only to get falsely banned again. That fucking security guard. That so-called security guard. He doesn't even fucking work here, that security guard, and he just...
What?
Such a fucking mess, man.
I hate that security guard that's always at the shop. He doesn't even work there.
No, well, watch my back, make sure he's not stalking me. I tell you, he's lucky I'm not a violent fucking person. He's fucking lucky. He's fucking lucky. Because if I was fucking violent, Jesus, I would get done for assault. Might be worth it. I don't
So this is the video that got him sent a letter.
condone
4
violence,
months
but
later.
what he did is disgraceful. He got me wrongfully banned from this store, even though he doesn't work here. Such a fucking shit. He doesn't fucking work here. And that's what he's doing to me. I have to go in the Audi, which I fucking hate. Store behind me. Hate Audi.
Alright, back to the current day.
I don't care who's watching this, who works at B&Q. You are not getting money off me. You're not. Number one, I don't have that much money right now. And two, you already done enough damage. I have been to that B&Q branch for over 3 years now, and I never ever had a situation like this. Never had any issues. Thankfully, this only came from Greenwich and not the actual entire B&Q themselves. Because I would still love to go to B&Q.
I don't think you understand.
But obviously I would have to avoid the Cholton branch.
Is that the one he was at in that video?
Anyways, shop crime costs UK retailers billions every year. Yeah, I know that. Why the fuck are you telling me this? I haven't done anything. Retailers are determined to make use of all civil avenues to recover the cost of crime. A civil claim is
Did he hit a string of B&Qs in March then?
entirely separate from any criminal proceedings and has no influence on any decisions whenever to prosecute or any penalty award by criminal courts against you. That makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Because I would have to go to court anyways if I want to get this appealed. So that makes no fucking sense. If you intended to deny liability or dispute amount due, then we would be grateful to receive full details of the grounds on which you intend to defend such a claim within 14 days of the day of this letter. So basically, towards next month.
Yeah, pretty much.
In addition, we would be grateful if you could provide us a copy of any documents on you which you wish to rely. Our clients hopes to resolve this matter without need for court proceedings. Well, guess what? If I want to get this appealed, like, I'm not paying you this much money, I'll have to go for court anyway, so that makes no sense. That completely just rules out what you just said there. Our client...
It is, it's so good, Hasso.
This man's tale of unaffiliated rogue security guards prowling through stores accosting innocent shoppers and taking their fans is truly harrowing.
It's terrifying, honestly. Greenwich Tunnel. That's not going to be it. Visiting the crazy woman. I'm Aldi. That's so shocking. It's not going to be that. Aldi's reviews. This is so unfair. This Isn't Made Up was one of them. What is It's So Dumb? Where's the false imprisonment one?
And I saw a kid, blue jacket.
Whatever. The lies upon me.
Guess where I'm at? Home Bargains. At St Mary's Cray.
Okay. Home base Orpington, Waitrose. I don't know. Maybe we'll never find it.
Therefore, is prepared on a complete without prejudice basis to accept a reduced figure of £95.15 in full order to secure any settlement. Please see the reverse for payment methods. So they basically want me to pay 100 quid.
Yeah.
Guess what, B&Q? At this moment in time, I do not have 100 quid.
Guess what? I'm fucking destitute.
And even
Not a real zinger.
if I do, you're not getting it. This offer is open acceptance for a period of 21 days from the day of this letter. If this offer is not accepted within that time, it will be determined to be withdrawn. If you're unable to sell this claim value in one payment, then you must contact us urgently with... I'm not going to leak their phone number during normal working hours, 9 AM to 5
Bro, you've told us who they are.
PM, Monday to
Chikai.
Fed the streamer a £5 superberry. If you're doing shop POV, you need to cover the dog kidnapping arc in his rant after he got booted out of the kids' fun day.
I know about everyone in his flat having their dogs taken because there was a dog turd that he claims is from someone who showed up. A friend of someone in one of the other flats.
I discuss options available for you. If this issue is not settled, then we have no option but to advise our client that they will need to...
What's the fucking kids fun day video? He got kicked out of a children's fun day? What's that one called? How far back is it? What happens when you don't pay fares? End of an era. Family activity. I don't think I've heard about a fun day. $16-minute fan unboxing. B&M shopping haul, part 1. A day gets turned for the worse. A day gets turned for the worst. Robbed and racially profiled. Where is he going that there are B&Ms where the staff give a fuck?
Here is a reckless video idea for everyone watching. I'm going to be doing a...
Go steal a fan and then argue with the guards.
shopping spree or shopping haul in 3 different B&M locations. So the first location will be Peckham, the second location would be Bexley, and the third location would be in Wood Green. Now today is Sunday and stores do close early on Sundays.
Yep.
B&M close around 4, 5 PM depending what branch. So if I want to get this video done and avoid doing it in parts, I will have to hurry up.
He's gonna start fucking posting memes that are like, this is what they took from you, and it's gonna be a bladeless Dyson fan with a black sun behind it.
But I have a feeling I won't have the time because it is 1 PM now. Now I could have waited till tomorrow, but it's a kind of a video idea I wanted to do and it's just been bugging me. So I thought, why not do it today? The reason why I say reckless is because it's 50-50 when it comes to security guards.
His cover is going to be, I didn't steal this, I bought it from another B&M and then came to this B&M.
There could be good ones, there could be dodgy ones. And if you are new to the channel, you would understand that there's only very few guards I've got on video. So...
Like, this is not real. For anyone who is not in the UK, this is not real. Guards in places like B&M do not actually normally give any fucks. Just don't be insane. And I've never ever seen anything happen in a B&M, and I've been in them many, many times.
If I do encounter a dodgy security guard, which I hope I don't, I either 50% able to keep my stuff, and obviously won't go back to that bunch.
You could probably get away with stealing, as long as you're not a deranged mongoloid. To be honest, I have not tried stealing from one. I don't believe in stealing, okay?
Anymore, because I know he won't get in trouble ever. Or I will 50% lose all my stuff, lose my money.
B&M's a discount store. They get shit that's not selling elsewhere, basically.
That I won't able to get back.
Like a shittier TJ Maxx? Like a grocery store version of TJ Maxx. Food that's not selling mostly. They have a garden section and stuff as well.
And let's hope it doesn't end up like that. Okay? So, yeah. But
it's on Shop POV Extra Stuff. Okay. He has multiple extra Shop POV Extra Stuff. No wonder I couldn't find it. Which one is it? What am I looking for? Which one? Hardly Dan? I don't think I've seen a guard either at B&M. When I say they leave you alone, I actually can't remember seeing any guards. Just people stacking shelves. Scam? This is a lot to take in.
see this poster here? Summer of Fun 2025. Fantastic free activities for the whole family. Got all the information. Make you go, oh, this looks interesting. How fun could this be? What they don't tell you is it's not actually for the whole family. Because
no, I think it is for the whole family, just not for strange men who are alone and filming children, I suspect.
Because when you turn up there...
Not Twitch Censor donated
Thank you, Not
1
Twitch
pound.
Censor.
Good luck with your enthusiasm, choo-choo combo. I am friends with your very handsome and well-endowed moderator Censor, but I am not him.
Oh. Thank you.
Anyone over there supervising the place would quickly inform you that it's for kids only, you're not meant to be here, and basically end up treating you like a paedophile. What I just said is strong, however, it is unfortunately true. I remember 2 years ago, I was 17 at the time, that there was an event taking place, similar layout to this, fantastic free activities for the whole family, all that.
For the whole family.
Really, it's not.
Yeah, I figured he was mid-20s, maybe 30s. That's rough, buddy.
True, because when I turned up there, again I was 17, I was quickly informed that I'm not meant to be here. This is for younger kids only, or young people. I quickly...
Wait, was he specifically like trying to go in the bouncy castle and stuff?
I told them I'm 17, I may look older, but I'm 17. But they just treated...
Also, bear in mind, this could just be a lie.
...me like I was a paedophile. They said that if you don't leave, you're going to have the police called on you. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that I would experience this kind of fucking interaction just because of my look. Fair enough, I do look a bit older than 17 at the time. I do look a bit in my 30s, but still. You don't treat someone like that, especially when I'm still technically a minor. And ever since, I didn't go to these events. And to be honest, I wouldn't do so. I wouldn't advise anyone to go to these events ever. Like, it may all
He's 19 now. He's not a minor, okay?
Be friendly looking, but when you get over there, it'd be a different story. And not to mention, these aren't actually free. You have to pay money. Says fantastic free activities. It's free for the child, but not for the parent.
Oh.
which is disgraceful.
It's disgraceful. Wait, was he genuinely like trying to get in on a bouncy castle with toddlers or something? What were you fucking trying to do?
Means free of charge. You don't make the parents spend this and that just for kids who basically go through one of these dodgy, if you can knock these down or if you can catch the most ducks you win, that's technically gambling. I don't think anyone has realised that, but that's technically gambling and it's a bit dodgy sounding. So, like I said, if you see advertisements like this, don't believe it. Don't go to these advertisements because you're going to be...
Hang on. Baby. Baby. Fuck off. Lucky Bee sent me a link. I hate these fucking things. No. Nah. Nah. No.
treated way differently to what you expect from here, and you're going to be spending a lot of money because
of money.
They're liars.
Gen A.
This is better though because they actually care about people.
Oh, okay.
Sure, they may charge money, but at least they don't lie. And actually, your kids or yourself may have more fun what's on here than what's on there. It's disgraceful. They are literally taking advantage of parents and younger kids. And I don't know why the council approved of this.
Which one of those do you consider yourself to be?
If the council found out what their actual motives are, the actual moves, they would have said, nope, you're not going to take advantage of people like that. I know the secrets behind these posters. And it's quite unfortunate. So I don't believe them.
Holy fucking shit. Something random. Do you want to see him get fingered?
That is a fucking horrible sandwich. It's so dry. Welcome to Battleland. Cheltenham.
You bought a sandwich from Poundland? You're gonna get the Futurama worms. Oh my god. He's broken the conditioning. Maybe that's why he needs so many fans.
I'm gonna get some stuff.
Here we go.
Some gadgets. And by the way, this is for my other channel. I've got a new tripod piece as well. That's good. Oh, fantastic. I'll get myself one of these.
If you didn't think he was a shoplifter, look at how he looks around when he picks things up.
Oh, fantastic. I'll get myself.
Did you fucking see that? You're pegged instantly. It's over. If you're looking around like that when you pick things up.
One of these? No.
Imagine if his hoodie just gets bigger and bigger as he walks around the store.
By the way, I should mention I got these. Yes, in that bag was a...
Did you just lick your fucking... What is this?
Yes, in that bag was a ceiling fan. I'm going to try to put up a ceiling fan in my room. Wish me luck, because I don't need to drop said ceiling fan on top of my head. It may be light, but... Brain into his arm. Obviously, I'm not going to film putting it up. I'm going to do it off camera because it's going to take a long time. I can't do it myself. I have to have a technician do it. God, I can taste that.
We're not doing the blister
dryness of that bread. It's fucking horrible. I have not had pom bears in so long.
I've seen him eat pom bears in multiple videos. These are the worst. These are for babies. This is actual, genuine, infantile palate stuff.
I think they discontinued the cheese and onion. Oh, and they got that flavour, pickled onion.
Pom bears are for like people who cannot handle quavers. You might be saying, what the fuck do you mean can't handle quavers? To which I respond, this guy.
I seen that exactly in Asda. Upside down flavour. Salt.
Oh, do you in the US? Do you guys have the salt it yourself potato chips, where they come in a bag and they are unsalted, but in the bag is a little packet of salt that you open, pour onto them, and then shake?
That works. We all know the flavours of that. I don't really like Walkers because
I don't know why it exists either, but it does.
I don't like the way when they go down your phone in an angle, it feels like it's cutting
If you want plain ones, that's how you get them.
your phone. It really fucking hurts. Because there's only 2 packs, I have to get some fingers. It's a family pack, so it's double the size. Make sure I don't actually put that in the bag.
Yeah, what a gaff that would be.
Go afterwards. Oh, I love that.
Wait,
In the bag.
hang on. McVitie's Tasties? What the hell are they?
Afterwards. Oh, I love them. Put them in the microwave. They just... There we go. I get 2 each. So I have one for me and one for my mother. Because I'm a caring motherfucking person, that's who I am.
Does this guy subsist off junk food? You didn't need to see him picking up his groceries to figure that out, I would suggest.
It's the sad.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
When I'm not going down for market yard, well, even if I go down for market yard, afterwards I buy some sweets. That's what I do. That's why I call Sadie Sweetie Sadie, because that's what I do. That's what I do. I treat myself and I treat other people. You know, I want to get something from a friend.
A woman in Tower Hamlets has died after 200 fans fell onto her. Hello, 69 Shades. I won't be around much longer.
Has become a member.
You're late
to the party, but good morning, Tim.
Morning.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you know what? He's gonna get a massive pack of Wow popcorn. Anyways, I'm gonna go off camera. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Had bad experiences with this store before, so hope.
So a bit of lore you might not know. We learned from his IKEA video that he figures out where camera blind spots are. There's every chance he's going to turn off the film, go to a blind spot, and then put shit into the bags. See if we can see if that's happened. If we can.
Hopefully, I'm not gonna get treated like shit again. No.
Because the lady in IKEA said, we've seen you on the cameras. You didn't have this in your trolley. You went into the blind spot and then it was in your trolley.
She says a ceiling fan 2 up there. I know them for being cute because I've seen them and being cute. I've got my own one.
He looks at the roof a lot.
I mean, I didn't get metal.
He's going to break his fucking legs stealing the ceiling fan.
Kind of expensive for 2. I'm quite tall and... I mean, the wooden panels come in contact with my knuckles is going to hurt.
I don't believe he's tall. If these stores have like standard sized shelves, he's significantly shorter than me.
But if it's a metal blade spinning, I'll end up with tiny digits. I do not trust these.
Okay.
I don't. Number one, they don't sometimes fit on cases, and two...
What the fuck did he just point with?
Number one, they don't...
He's walking around with the fucking sandwich, dude! Waving at his stuff! I thought he ate it and then did this. I didn't realize he was actively eating it.
Sometimes fit on cases, and two... them hards are plastic. I'm gonna go sort myself out first. So I got my stuff. Didn't realise they were closing. This bag is fucking weighty because I got the fat. Ugh. I didn't get the popcorn in the end because I realised I'm going to go to M&S, which is still open. I'm going to get some popcorn from there. Though I will admit the popcorn is a bit girlish, since the Wow brand is meant to be a girls thing. I mean, it can be for boys thing as well. I don't want to be one of those stupid fucking companies that say...
Stupid fucking cumhees?
Say, this colour, pink, purple, is for girls and the other crazy colours is for boys. Don't believe that. Boys can have blue or pink or wear any colour they like. Just don't like how they fucking...
This is very Cobra-esque. The gender politics commentary is very reminiscent of a Cobra rant.
Yeah. Don't like how companies are just basing one gender or a gender, whatever, by colour. It's stupid. I do not like forgive companies for doing that, and sadly that's every single company. Oh god.
I don't forgive companies for this.
Oh, I remember that fucking store. I remember the fucking video. I was going to come in the next day and I've heard of them, but I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. It's not worth the fucking hassle. Sometimes I just take the fate and I still win, but I don't return.
Rico Saliers fed the streamer a 70 South African brand Superberry.
Thank you.
Hi, just joined and I need context. Is this guy special needs or just really socially challenged?
He's 100% special needs, and he appears to steal a lot. Presumably not always, but he's definitely stolen fans. Crazy how he gets banned from 90% of the stores he shops in. How does that happen?
Yeah. This time, it looked like there were different workers in Poundland. I didn't
He also makes anti-woke commentary.
get mistreated by... That's good. Poundland over there have earned my respect because of the different workers, but if they were the same workers, I won't fucking go there.
Siffy, are you saying no way to the anti-woke commentary?
Okay, so...
I'm not kidding. He goes on a whole tangent about the bigotry against people wearing the colour red.
It's honestly a shame. And yes, this is recorded the same day as that IKEA incident. That video went for way too fucking long.
Man.
Way
the one where they catch him going into the blind
too
spot,
long.
I guess.
I tell you now, if you haven't seen the video on there, I probably will recommend you to I will recommend you to watch the video, but if people can't be bothered, that's fine. I'm just going to say what happened. Basically, I got some stuff from Gumtree from a seller in Hornsley, which is the other side of the fucking UK.
His claim is he bought an IKEA brand fan off of Gumtree and then went to IKEA with it.
Which if I recall correctly, that's either on Southern or Thameslink. Either way, it's on the other side of the UK, and I paid like over 30 quid worth of items with brand new. Would cost like, I don't know, 50. IKEA overcharges, and the woman. It started off with this guy wearing a yellow jacket off camera. He said, "I'm not stopping you, I'm just making sure that you're telling the truth." And I literally just face palmed so hard. 2 chairs.
She just abused me. She just abused me physically.
Well,
Okay. Wow, you gay. She just abused me.
Before shit gets too real. I'm pretty sure that woman may be a worker there. The one with the black jacket.
Alright, what's this? Skip around a bit more.
For what reason?
Because it's alerting me that you're in the store for theft. So I'm
For theft? I haven't even done anything, I just got here.
ask you to leave, please.
I haven't even been here before.
So B&M's and some other discount stores have AI facial recognition that's creepy, but he's on the system as a shoplifter, and he still keeps going into these stores.
Oh, this is a fucking joke. I haven't even been in here before.
Doesn't matter if it's this store, other stores, you still get alerted any store that you go into.
Pretty good, Hex.
I haven't even done anything.
Facial recognition's all around the country.
I haven't even done anything.
You're on the system, so I'm going to have to ask you to leave, please.
I swear to God, people weaponise this fucking stuff on innocent customers. I haven't even done anything.
Alright, bye-bye.
Fucking me, man. Well, after being them and good, mate, I only just fucking went in there. If these companies cannot fucking stop themselves from mistreating customers like that, then we should stop fucking doing physical shopping. We have to do it all of it online.
He's not. He said this before. He's not even calling for a boycott. He's calling for everyone to shop online. Oh, they'd hate that. They'd hate no longer having to have brick and mortar locations. They'd hate it. The worst. The worst.
Which, in a way, I would have to do so, but I'm not shopping in Home Bargains anymore.
Home Bargains this time.
I'm not going to give them money, even online, if they're going to use all that money to mistreat customers. No, thank you. I don't believe in facial recognition. I don't. There's no reason to.
To be honest, no one's gonna, miss you in a crowd. So maybe you don't understand the value.
It's a stupid, pathetic excuse to resell your information, your private information, your identity.
Oh, okay.
Any manager watching this video that works in a store that uses facial recognition, you know what you're doing.
Sorry, is he surrounded in a cloud of flies?
You know who you're violating. You're violating the most important of people.
He's going to say your customers.
And if you don't know who those people are, then you're not fit for business.
Wait,
I do not know who the fuck thinks facial recognition is a good idea. It's clearly not a good idea. It's a violation towards customers. There is many ways of prevent theft. Have police officers, like 1 or 2 in a store, maybe 3.
Oh, just have 3 police officers in every store. Incredible. Logistical genius.
1 by the entrance, a couple walking about in the store. Just keeping an eye on everyone.
Thank you, Bacantian. Well, it would create jobs.
Remember, the shops are gang stalking him. Weary cat face emoji.
True.
That is clearly a better way than selling people's identity. Honestly, it should be made illegal to have a system that you can take people's identity. Like, this is why I don't use self-checkouts, because they got these massive cameras in your face. Well, not massive, they're massive.
I think I know the real reason.
Pretty small, but they uses these cameras that...
It makes sense now. I was saying, given his proclivities they were aware of, I was shocked that he didn't like self-checkout. He doesn't like them because they all have cameras now.
Videotapes you.
Why do they all have cameras now, Shop POV?
And normally I don't mind being recorded, as long as I...
Live replay? I get hit with the live replay at the self-checkout all the time. Because I use my own bag. And you put your bag down and it goes, "Are you sure you scanned it?" And it plays a clip of yourself putting your bag down.
Know what it's used for. If someone wants to record me, then I want to know where on earth that recording is going to be used for. If someone doesn't tell me, then I'm not going to let them record me. It's that simple.
So don't go into any of the stores, or you will be recorded.
But because I don't know where they're going to use that recording, I just avoid it. Because the thought of just shopping, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden you find out that you've got a camera watching you, what you're doing, you feel a little bit nervous. And rightfully so. I would as well. What do you mean? I haven't done anything.
You're probably wondering how I ended up here.
Not this time, but the last time.
What do you mean last time?
Maybe he wasn't here before, or...
I didn't come in here.
Or maybe B&M you've been in.
I haven't done anything today.
Not today. I'm not saying
Exactly,
today.
I haven't done anything today.
No, but if it's stolen before, then it means...
I haven't done anything though. So whoever shows up, I don't know what's going on. Lately, these companies have been weaponizing this thing I don't really believe in against the customers like me. It even happened to my friend and he's done nothing.
Weaponizing it? To what end? Why are they targeting you? What's the real reason?
Literally,
they wouldn't
literally he spent most of his time in Spain, so he hasn't been in like any of these stores in like 5 odd years. No, he doesn't live in Spain. He always goes to Spain because he works over there now.
I did. See.
But I haven't done anything.
Well, that's what he's telling me.
Well, really, you shouldn't have gone to Norway because there could be some information, which is everywhere these days.
The shop systems identified you as a shoplifter. Well, there's misinformation everywhere. It's Mark Zuckerberg trying to freeze me out of Home Bargains, out of B&M.
Well, it's not if
I get misinformation on the bloody bus.
Not if their eyes are good. Because I never miss no one.
But like I said, I haven't done anything.
No. Yeah. It's just a company policy.
Well, whatever the policy is, it's bullshit. But I haven't done anything.
Well, I don't know that. So it's just telling me it's internal. So.
Yeah, but like I said, I haven't stolen it.
Maybe not today.
I haven't done anything at all. Not even for the past 2.5 years. I haven't done anything.
Well, it wouldn't be on there otherwise if you weren't on there for 2 years.
Well, like I said, I haven't done anything.
It only lasts 2 years and then it disappears.
Well, like I said, I haven't done anything.
Oh.
I haven't been to this branch either in like, I don't know how long. But I rarely go to one because it's quite far from where I am.
It might be the B&M where the
And why did he have to go so far away?
I may have like a bad altercation with workers in the Tron branch, but it's nothing like that where it gets me falsely banned. I get mysteries this and that, but never to be in that. Never like that. I just don't go to that branch anymore because anyone that's rude to me, they don't deserve my money. That's really, that's the truth.
sorry, man.
Why isn't the guard just asking him to leave?
Don't believe
You have to
everything
go
you
now.
see, okay?
There we go.
I cannot really say it's the guy's fault. It is defense. It is some misinformation.
He's a victim.
Read.
That security guard is
I
a
told
victim.
him about that. I said to him, it's just some misinformation. I haven't been in here ever since. He did apologise. I will come back eventually.
Yeah, in 2 years.
It takes a very long time for me to get here, so it won't be like instant. Anyways, I'm going to end the video now.
I'm going to end the video now. Alright. Ladies and gents, we just had a little shop POV detour at the end. Fill out another hour, but that's all. That's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Hope you had a fun time. Thanks for the viewership, companionship, incredible generosity. I'm going to end the stream now. Until tomorrow, good night, sleep tight. Don't let the facial recognition system bite.